I don't understand why TikTok, like, you try to have a civil conversation, a civil discourse, and I guess TikTok got so many haters that they don't want you to talk about. They don't want you to discuss anything, especially if you don't agree with their point of view. No one was saying nothing. We was having a civil conversation. Like, I wish they would allow you to have private rooms so you can keep your audience out, because some of y'all don't even know how to, like, if you don't like what's being said, please just go to another live. You don't have to report my live. Go to another live. Now, oh man. So I guess the attack on Trump now is they're trying to say that Trump is promising to give police immunity from prosecution. Oh my God. Oh my God. But this is not from situations where they break the law. First of all, you got to know how the government works. The federal government can only give the federal police immunity. He cannot give, and this is probably an error on Trump's part, you cannot give immunity to the county, the state, the city, or the sheriffs. They are not under the federal government. So these people he cannot give them immunity. That's why when the Democrats said they was going to give you this police bill, you can't give them a police bill. You can't. The only way the federal government can come in on a police unaliving is if they have violated your civil rights. Other than that, they cannot charge the police with a federal crime. I mean, I don't understand why people don't understand and realize this. They cannot charge the police with a federal crime unless they violated your civil rights. And in some cases, it would be better that they allow the state to prosecute you, because the time that you get for a violation of a civil rights act is not the same amount of time as you would get under the state. That's what happened in Texas with the unaliving at Walmart. The state, he got charged as a state. Okay? So anybody who says that they're going to do certain things with the police, they're probably lying. They're probably overstepping their boundaries. You cannot make a federal law giving police officers who are not under the federal government's control immunity. Now, when he said this, though, I'm sure he did not mean police officers who murder people. I'm sure he didn't mean he was going to give immunity to the killer of Walter Scott. Walter Scott was shot clearly in the back. Walter Scott was running away, wasn't a threat to nobody, and the police officer unalived him, shot him in his back. I'm sure Trump would not give that person immunity. I'm sure he wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to give you some immunity. I'm sure he wouldn't have did that. Okay? I'm sure these are for cases like they're wrestling with these are for cases like Eric Garner. As much as y'all don't want to admit it, the police did not kill Eric Garner. Eric Garner did that to himself. They tried to tell that man to leave. He refused. What was they supposed to do if a man refuses to leave?
Hey man, why you like Trump so much, bro?
Who do you like?
I'm saying anybody but him. But why you like you on here advocating for him and everything, man?
I didn't
That
advocate.
dude, he dug his own grave.
When did I advocate for Trump?
I'm saying, man, I mean, come on, man. You got this big picture. You talking about him giving the police immunity?
I'm explaining why he can't, and I'm explaining what people are saying is not true.
You know how the police department originated?
No, I don't give a damn, and they didn't originate out of slave patrols. That's a lie.
Oh, you don't think so?
You don't think so? Let me ask you something. Have you been to jail?
Yeah.
Okay. What you go to jail for?
A whole bunch of traffic stuff.
Okay. You went to jail so you're a man who basically was killing your own community, right?
Nah, I ain't never killed nobody.
You were selling narcotics in the black community.
He said me?
Yeah.
No, I said traffic tickets. That's the only thing I've been to jail for. I ain't sell no drugs.
Okay, fine. When you said trafficking, I apologize. I took it to mean that you were selling drugs.
No, not trafficking.
Okay.
This
Okay.
I had a whole bunch of traffic. I'm in Atlanta, so when you
Okay.
get traffic tickets down here, they
Yeah.
lock you up.
Atlanta's kind of crooked. What county you in? Fullerton?
Nah, Clayton.
Okay. Okay? Do you think it's right what the Fullerton people, the Fullerton supervisors are doing to the people of Atlanta? They might even lose their Section 8 housing because the Fullerton supervisors was stealing the money, sexually harassing people.
Nah, man. I think if you break the law, you ought to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I mean that stuff happen all the time, man. It be
Okay,
happening.
but here's my thing is when black people get in positions of power, why do black people fuck over black people?
Man, look, that one I don't know because I ask myself that all the time with the black schools. I
I'm
went
asking
through.
that like here, if you look at the Atlanta jail, Atlanta is a black ran city, most black everything, right? Black politicians everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, for sure. Okay, and all of them black politicians are messing over who?
Uh, I mean, it's a lot of black. It's a lot of black residents in Atlanta, so I would say they was mad. I guess they're messing over them, but all politicians mess over everybody,
But here's the thing, though.
not just black ones.
Okay, not just black ones, but
Yeah.
my point is, we supposed to have this bond, this black bond. We hate the police so much, but our own black brothers and sisters who get in positions of power are screwing over us.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but the only
So why
thing
you hate
about
the
it,
police so much? Why you hate the police?
I don't hate the police, man. I just don't think they ought to, get immunity from prosecution if they do something wrong. Like the other night, when they shot the lady, man, they could have prevented that. They didn't have to put one in there like that.
Oh, okay,
You
I
know?
agree with you. That's
I
one
mean, she was
incident,
a
though.
little bitty lady. I mean, if you got some, burning water on them or whatever, I mean, that ain't life threatening. He could have treated the burn wounds and that's it. And they could have took her down, man. I mean, come on.
But okay, I agree with
You
you.
could have tased her. You could have, I mean, tackled her. Hell,
I agree 100% with you. But at the same time, we're out here in all the cities that you should have a Black Lives Matter march. You're having a Lives Matter march in Chicago.
well, Chicago. Let me put it this way: Chicago is one of them cities that it needs a whole lot of reformation and a whole lot of policing.
But okay, you're correct. But if you're gonna have a Black Lives Matter march, why don't you have it on the 4th of July weekend when there's 70 shootings and 10 unalivings? Why didn't you have it when the young girl was shot with her daddy going through the McDonald's? Why do we wait to when police do something to us to decide to have a Black Lives Matter march? When we're out here
I mean,
red running
I get
ourselves
what you're
more than
saying, man.
anybody, anything.
I respect your viewpoint. But also, just coming from the standpoint of a black person, we are already behind the eight ball anyway. So we are already mad about, being done like we've been done for the last 400 years. So, to see, it's disingenuous to think that, us seeing, you know, one of them hurt one of us and then get off.
But
That
we
just,
do it all the time.
yeah,
You
but it
you
be,
you're in
man,
Atlanta. You're in
I
Atlanta.
mean,
You're in Atlanta, so you know
yeah,
about the Young Thug case.
right.
All of them dudes did something to black people, and we're watching them walk out of the courtroom.
For sure.
We watching them watch
Yeah.
out. These are a bigger threat to black people than the police. These are a bigger
Right.
threat because, I mean, let's be real. When you wake up in the morning, I mean, you can even see the trend on TikTok. They got a trend called YNS, and that stands for young, the N word, and S. And they saying, oh, these young dudes will take your life. So I don't know how old you are, but as older people, when young people start to come around, we start leaving. We can't even have a Juneteenth event without shooting it up. We can't even have graduations without people shooting it up. We can't even have funerals without people shooting it up. So,
Right.
but we're worried about the police, and we're more detrimental to each other than the police could ever be to us.
Yeah, but
No, that right there is true. But I think it's a lot of gang activity and it's a lot of stuff that we got to go. We got to our politicians. They got to go back in the lab and come up with something that's gonna prevent this, and it ain't gonna happen like instantly. It's something that got to come from the root. It got to come from, we got to change the narrative out here because they listening to a whole bunch of garbage on the radio. They looking at a whole bunch of garbage on TV and on the internet, and it's getting ingrained in them, man. And they out here. You got, like I told you, I'm in Atlanta, man. They got, kids out here with AK-47s, assault. Ain't no kid, 17, 18 years old should be having no, AR-15 assault rifles, man. Unless they're in the army, bro. You know what I'm saying? But who don't do nothing about gun violence? The right. They don't never, hey, a whole school can get shot up, 20 schools can get shot up, but they still won't do nothing about it.
Okay, but you got to also look at the point of, okay, so you take away the guns.
I'm just saying,
I could wait the schools out, run my car through a whole bunch of people. I mean, there's a root problem that people are looking at the instruments of violence and not the root cause of violence. So if we're not teaching kids in school to not bully people, you can
Right.
only take so much.
okay,
But
gang. Hey, check
yeah,
this
yeah.
out, right? Guns don't kill people. People kill people, gang.
I feel you, but if you ain't have a gun, you wouldn't shoot nobody. So, if you ain't got access to that's just like this here. Like, folks get mad. Like my homeboy that I grew up with, he went to college with me. His son got murdered in Atlanta uh, for nothing really. They was at the club dancing. Somebody got mad with somebody else. He tried to break it up and he got shot 3 times and killed. Just like that. No fighting, no nothing. It was just instant.
Oh,
So,
okay. Check this. Hey, check this
it's
out,
just
gang.
like,
Check this out, gang. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm from the south side of Chicago.
okay.
Now check this out. I'm from the Calumet buildings. So this was a little while ago. So this dude slapped my homie girlfriend, right? Now we surround the nigga, right? We surround him.
Can't say that. You're
We
gonna get
wait.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
surround the guy. We surround the guy, right, to make sure he don't go nowhere. So she go get him, right. Now he's sitting up there ready to square up with dude. Now you know what the girl do? She get in the middle of it. She get in the middle of it. The dude pull out a knife and stab my homie in the neck, bro.
Wow. Yeah, man. This is like we gotta get some kind of self love, something. Somebody gotta spearhead that, man. And it's
But you gotta look at it like this, gang. We the most envy and hated race on the earth. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just talking about internal
I just
love
think that's wild. I think
for
that's wild.
myself.
I don't think we're the most
There's
envious.
no
We hold on. We have the most envious and self hate within ourselves, but I don't think there's a lot of racists saying, "Hey, you know what I want? I want to be like them. I want to be. I can't drive in my own neighborhood because I'm scared of people who look like." I don't think there's a lot of racists who want to deal with that problem. I mean, they might like the way we dance, they might like the way we play basketball, but when you really talk about the internal struggles of black people, a lot of races are like, I don't want to deal with that stuff. I'm not dealing with that.
Right.
Because what sense of culture do we have? I mean, let's between the three of us, let's define what is black culture.
Well, we got a lot of stuff, man. A lot of things that's black
Name
culture.
it.
Everybody, I mean, all
Name it.
all the fashion,
Okay, okay. Hold
all
on.
the
I'm gonna let you finish.
all the trends, all the. I mean, everybody's looking toward black people to set trends, but they make money off of us. You
Okay.
know, and the thing about it is, like I said, we make a lot of money too. They said the black population in America made $1.3 trillion last year. So
Okay.
that's a lot. That's more than countries make. So
I
we
agree.
kind of like, we got to do something about that, man. We got to uh,
But
have
that's
leaders.
kind of off the subject. It's like, what is our culture?
Our
Because,
culture is, when wherever you look, it's black people. Well, I
okay,
guess I'm in Atlanta,
I'm gonna
so.
let Cold World talk, and then I'll come back and explain something. Go ahead, Cold World.
I don't know if I could really address it like that, but I can tell you this though. Like, if you go to China, you can see a bunch of Chinese people. I seen that Chinese people was out there battle rapping, bro.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I also seen like they over there dressing like us and everything else. I was on TikTok strolling and I seen some Japanese people with dreadlocks, bro.
Okay. Let's look. Okay. Let's take fashion. Take fashion because we always say they dress like us.
They do.
Where do we get what? You know who designs the way we dress? It's not us.
No, it is not.
It's European LGBTQ members. That's why the jeans got skinnier. If you look at the way black people have dressed, we have been taught, we are not dressing ourselves. We are getting stuff and we influence the whole world. But you
Right.
have men running around with purses, men running around with their jeans too tight because this fashion is coming from European LGBTQ members and we're following it. So we're like, all the things that we're pointing to as our culture, everyone else can point to something else. We're pointing to, we got people rapping, we got people dressing like us. Well, the Chinese also got culture. The Japanese got a culture. The Italians got a culture. All of these people have a culture.
Look, we don't have no serious leadership, man. Our
It doesn't
leaders
come
are,
down to that. We don't have a
man,
culture. Our culture is our whole culture is reactionary. Everything we do is reactionary. We couldn't get into fraternities and sororities because we're the last people on the earth that should be calling themselves Greek. We should never call ourselves Greek, knowing what the Greeks did to our societies. We couldn't get into these societies, so we created Greeks. We created Black society. We couldn't get into First Baptist Church, so we created Second Baptist Church. Our whole culture is reactionary culture.
Oh,
Everything we do is
yeah, but you
reactionary.
but you saying that now, but what does that stem from though?
It stems from the fact that we want to be like our oppressor.
Okay,
We like our oppressor. So if the
right.
oppressor says, "Hey, y'all can't do
You,
this,"
you ever
we'll
heard
go
of
form our
Stockholm
own.
syndrome? You ever heard of Stockholm syndrome?
I know people keep.
Okay, so it's kind of like that. Ever since we've been over here, hey, they plotted and planned to do this stuff to us. So we
But
gotta
here's the
have
problem with
leaders.
that. Here's the problem with that. If you could, if you could say what's going on and you don't do nothing about it, you become part of it. So you hear people throwing around the word Stockholm syndrome all the time. You hear people saying they want us to kill ourselves. Then why are we falling for it? You
I don't
can't keep
listen,
blaming
man.
them if you keep falling
Well,
for it.
what's the answer to that though?
You have to do something for yourself. You have to
But
go
don't
your
that
own
take
way.
leaders? I
Leaders,
mean,
you
don't
know, what do you need? Who's going to come and say something
talking about
different?
like leadership, like before we got to this point, we had leaders to emerge to
And we
like
didn't listen to
we
them.
not here, we not at this. I'm a free man. I'm in my house watching, doing what I'm want to do. Martin Luther King showed up before that. Hey, that changed a lot, bro. That changed a lot of stuff going forward for us. We need leaders, man. We need. I think what's going on now, our leaders are in the rap game, and that's not leadership. So the young people are getting influenced. We kind of know what time it is,
I
but
kind of
we
disagree
can't.
with that.
I mean, look, man. If you listen, look, I heard a Cardi B song today. and it was the most raunchiest stuff I ever heard. This new song she got, I was like, oh Lord! And just think about how many young girls listening to that, young black girls
Okay,
listening.
hey, let me address them real quick. Let me address them real quick. It was just like what I was saying the other day. These young dudes is not gonna listen to you if you ain't got no money, bro. I'm trying to tell you, if you ain't got no type of motion, how can you tell somebody something and they looking at you like you a peon because you ain't got nothing? If you ain't got no money, it's like you ain't got nothing to show them.
I get that, but what are you gonna do? It's a lot of people with money, man. How many people you need? You got a whole lot of black people that got billions, millions. They just decide to play the game that the white T man want them to play, so we can be in this situation.
But who gonna come with a bunch of money to the hood just to teach some motherfuckers something that ain't trying to listen to you anyway?
You got to change it on a bigger scale.
Well,
Like,
here's the problem.
you got dudes like Jay-Z, all the dudes that really made it, man. They can hold these dudes accountable for.
Wait a minute, hold on. But first of all, this is the problem. These people are not leaders. Jay-Z should be dead. Jay-Z
Exactly.
was selling drugs
Facts.
to black people. So we should have took Jay-Z and hung him up by a tree. I mean, I'm just being real. The same with Ricky Ross. All of these people we're glorifying at one particular time was an enemy of the black community and were CIA agents. They wasn't directly CIA agents, but they was indirectly CIA agents because they was doing the job of the CIA agent. The problem with leadership is, what is a leader gonna come and tell you that hasn't already been said? There's nothing I can tell you. There's no speech I can make that hasn't been made by Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, Booker T. Washington, Martin Luther King, Huey P. Newton, so on and so on and so on. There's nothing I can tell you. So at this point, in time for black people, it's either swim or sink, and that's how
Swim or drown.
So you don't think? All right. So that's what I'm saying about you don't think having black leadership at the top will help that or hinder it? At least it's an image that we could look at. That's now before Obama got elected, I didn't think it was possible. Now younger.
Was Obama really a leader of the black community?
He's
Negative.
an image. He
Negative.
was an image of a leader. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about that.
He was not a leader of black people. He was a leader of Americans, and he did a poor job. But what I'm saying is, if Jesus Christ, all of these people say they follow Jesus Christ right now. If Jesus Christ was here right now, none of these people would follow Jesus Christ. All of these people who are saying that they're the followers of Malcolm X. If Malcolm X was here right now, Malcolm X would not have all of these followers. See, this is what I'm saying. This is a leader, a real leader is not going to have a lot of followers, because a real leader is going to hold you accountable, and people do not want to be held accountable. But when that leader dies, then everybody's going to run around here quoting that leader like, oh, we need another Malcolm X. You wouldn't have followed Malcolm X if Malcolm X was here.
You know what?
Malcolm X did change. He changed a lot, though. Malcolm X changed a lot before
him. People would not have followed him. People talking about we need a new Black Panther Party. People wouldn't have joined the Black Panther Party, because leadership holds accountability. If Jesus Christ, if you believe in Jesus Christ, believe in Prophet Muhammad, if these people was on the earth right now, they would not have the followers that that people who say they follow Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ was walking the earth right now, they would not follow them, because Jesus would hold them accountable. As you see with the Christians, they pick and choose what they want to follow. You can't do that when the leader is in your midst, because the leader can set you straight. You can't, oh, the leader never said nothing against homosexuality. I'm right here in your midst. I just said it. Oh, okay. I don't agree with that, though. See, that's the problem with leadership. That's why you don't have leadership, because people do not want to follow leadership, because leadership holds you accountable.
Not only that, don't nobody like people to tell them what to do either, bro.
That's basically what I'm saying. That's why they follow dead people. You have leaders in your midst, but you don't want to follow them because they will hold you accountable. So you would rather follow someone who's dead because you can pick and choose what you follow.
Okay, now check this out. I still think this is my opinion. I still think we still trap under the Willie Lynch thing, bro. Like the light skin against the dark skin and the stuff that we do to each other, bro. Is like we was taught by white people. We seen so much death around them. It's just like we kind of like accustomed to seeing death. They used to hang us. So the last hanging was like what 19. The last documented hanging was like what 1960 something or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't too long ago if you actually think about it. You feel what I'm saying? And that was the last documented one, you know what I'm saying? So it's still like, to me, at the end of the day, bro, it's like we done been treated so wrong after all these years. It's like we don't do nothing, we don't really know nothing but death and destruction because that's what been done to us for so long.
But that's what a leader does. He comes out and he gotta make the people like I said, whatever we say about Martin Luther King, he changed a lot of stuff. Even though he gave his life for it, but a lot of things are different for black people now because of him and what he did by laying his life on the line.
What
It
about
might have
Farrakhan?
took 20 years, but hey, 30 years.
Hold on, Mister. What about Farrakhan? Why don't everyone get behind Farrakhan?
I don't know if I think it's an American thing, and this is like people. There's a lot of people that follow Farrakhan, but
Why don't the whole black community? Why don't the whole black community follow Farrakhan if we need a leader?
hey, he is a leader. He just
So
not.
why don't the whole black community follow him?
I
Because
don't
it's a
know
choice. It's a choice.
It's
That's why.
It's a
They
choice.
choose not. They choose not to. Life is about choices, bro.
You got to think about this. The American government,
It
they're
has nothing to do with the American government. It has something to do with living.
once they trick you into believing, just like when Trump gets up there and talks about a whole bunch of stuff that we know lies, but hey, when
All
people
lies.
believe it, they believe it.
All
you know what I'm
lies,
saying?
bro.
Okay, but we're not talking about Trump. We're talking about black leadership. And the
I,
point
I
is,
feel you, but I'm just
okay, but
talking
you gotta
about.
listen to what I'm saying. Black people do not want a leader. They don't want a leader. They keep saying they want a leader.
It don't matter what they want.
No, it does matter because black people don't want to be held accountable. Black people want a leader. They want to be talked to a certain way. They don't want to. They don't want no one to tell them the truth. They want someone that's gonna lie to them and want to make it seem fly to them. Get up there and say nice things. Oh yeah, you all right, and accept everything they do. But black people don't want to be called out because every time you call out a black person on this app, you get a bunch of responses. You a coon, you a Uncle Tom, you a Uncle Ruckus, because black people want to party and play. They don't want to be called out of their wickedness because anybody who knows what time it is, we would know that we're in a time of great separation. Either we're going to separate or we're going to perish. But what is black people doing? Black people have escalated in their violence toward one another.
No, that's true.
Facts.
That right there is absolute. I agree with that. And I think every body that every black person, or at least every black man, every straight up black man, because I got children, I got sons, man, and like I said, my son just left here a second ago, and I was telling him, hey, be careful, dog. Hey, make sure you call me when you get to the other side and all of this stuff, man. So I get it, man. We let's start at the house first, but hey, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of leadership there. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, hold on. Let me address what you just said, right?
yeah.
You said it start at the house, right? But
Yeah,
when it start at the house, the kids gotta go outside, bro. It's just like you can raise your child in the house, right?
Right.
And you decide to take your child to the daycare center, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you get your child back, that child is not the same child no more for all the stuff that they seen and experience at that daycare center, bro.
Hey,
Man,
Cold World.
it's hard
Hey,
work,
Cold World,
bro.
can I add something?
Yeah.
What's up? Go ahead, bro.
Look, I mean, I'm digging off what you were saying, but I might negate it a little bit. I mean, it'd be like me. saying, I remember from kindergarten well, maybe not kindergarten, what 4 plus 4 was. It was 8. I was taught that.
Right.
And if I think about it in my mind later on, I'm still going to remember that fact. Of course. I mean, it is up to each individual, but the
But
mindset is still instilled in
it's like
inside.
this, but I'm gonna tell you,
It's still instilled.
for black people though, it's just like this. You telling your kid the truth, and then when he leave the house, all he hear is something contrary to that. At every turn, it's something that's not what you saying. So it's like they turn on their phones, it's not what you saying. They watching TV, it's not. Everybody in the street at school. So when like you were saying, when you get them back home, it's like, God dang, everything I
Yeah,
did,
yeah, he was
it
exactly
went out
right.
the window. It pissed out the window. Like I gotta keep doing it. One
But
one
now,
way I kept my sons out of trouble is we played sports. I've got them in sports since they was like probably 7 years old.
it's something to occupy their mind.
So that kept my family together. That kept us going to the game together. That kept, and it kind of like made them accountable somewhat.
No doubt.
I'm glad I did that because a lot of people.
Here's the problem with that. We got to get out of that mindset. One way I kept my kid out of trouble, I put him in sports. Right?
Yeah.
And we in the mindset of saying one way I kept my kid out of trouble is I put him in science classes. I took him to after school programs that taught him how to code. I took him to after school programs I kept him in after school programs that fed his mind. I kept him in because I hear that so much of parents who say I keep my kid in sports to keep him out of trouble. And the problem with that is, what's the end goal? He plays sports till he gets 18 years old.
No,
Wait a minute, hold on.
Both of
Wait a
them-
minute, hold
both of
on.
my
He
kids
plays
sorry,
sports till
sir.
he gets 18
I'm
years
sorry.
old. He doesn't make it to the big leagues. What he's supposed to do? What is he supposed to do now? He wasn't
You
never
find,
good in the
you
first
find
place.
another hobby to connect with.
Because
Well, no, I
if we don't give our kids other hobbies, what the fuck are they supposed to?
Yeah,
If we
I
don't
mean,
teach
you
our
exactly
kids
right.
something
You
other than
exactly right.
sports, if we
But
don't teach them something other than sports,
hey,
then they keep
I,
getting
I don't,
they keep getting low end jobs. So
I don't
why don't
think.
we keep saying that? Why don't we start other programs for our kids? Maybe our kids don't want to do sports. Maybe they want to do science, because you know what happens when you put your kid in sports and you say, I'm trying to keep my kid out of trouble. This is the problem. I knew a lady who I'm from Oakland. She lived in the hills of Oakland. So they was rich. So she wanted her kids to have some culture. So she put her kids in sports in the ghetto. She had 2 sons. She don't have 2 sons no more, because when they was playing sports in the ghetto, they met undisciplined kids, and
Yeah.
these undisciplined kids led them astray and led them into a life of going in and out of juvenile hall till they was unalive. But
Hey,
if you
Mr. Richard.
if you put kids, see, sports is not the discipline we think it is. Sports is
No.
not the discipline
A
we think
coach
it is.
is supposed to be
Well,
a
I
great
don't know.
person.
Like I'm in Georgia, so it's different here.
I'm on Alabama Georgia line.
Yeah, so
It's not
it's
different.
different
Okay,
out here.
let me answer this. I'll show you how it's not different. The
It
best
really
player
ain't
on your
different.
team, the best player on your kid's team, he don't get treated like your kid.
Nope.
Facts.
Nope.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
well,
all racist. That's
I
all
don't know.
racist.
It's
Well,
all
both
racist, but
was-
That's
that's
all
part
racist.
of.
Because
That's
I've
part
been
of
Put
I've
it this
been
way,
treated that way.
I had
I've been
I don't
treated
know,
that
two
way.
man.
boys, and both of them went to college. I had a daughter; she played in the band. She went to college. All of them got scholarships. So it's
Okay.
like
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
did.
what
Look,
that's what happened to me. But I didn't set out to do that for that reason. You know what I'm saying? But
it was
as
still in
we
your
were
mind.
doing it,
I'm
it was like,
wondering.
dang, they had stuff they had to do. They didn't just have all the free time to go and have it open to get in trouble or be in danger. It was like it
Do you
was
see my
busy.
point? Do you see my point?
I don't think it's
We're wasting. If someone said it like that, what you do the most, what you spend your time on the most is what you do best is what you spend your time on the most. So if we're as black people are complaining that we're not getting ahead, and we got our kids playing sports 18 hours out of 24 hours, 7 days a week, and other people got their kids learning how to be lawyers, doctors, accountants, So
Then you got the Crips and the Bloods too, bro.
No, but he's speaking
And
facts
the
though. The host,
GDs and everybody
okay,
else
then you're
that's a
speaking something
bad
totally
element.
different. But listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If
y'all
you
getting off subject.
if you spend 18 hours in the library, you're going to come out as a scholar if you're spending it on the right time.
maybe.
If you spend 18 hours at the basketball court a day, you're probably going to end up being a good basketball player. So we can't complain as a community if we're letting our kids spend 18 hours at the basketball court instead of 18 hours at the library of why we being left behind. Because it seems that what we do most is what you do best. So we're not qualified to do anything but to be the court jester. And that's what black people are.
Look, I agree with you 100%, but I don't think it's
guess-
color though.
I guess, man,
I think that goes for everybody.
both, like I said, both
But
of
you
my
gotta
boys
like what you
went to
wanna do,
college,
though, bro.
and they graduated.
Yeah, no,
One
that's
of
what I'm
them-
saying, man. I've left jobs.
So it's just like,
but
you know.
how do y'all know if I like what I do if you never introduce me to nothing else?
No, I'm saying
I-
this.
I
This is what I'm
ain't
saying.
You find that out yourself, cuz that's your heart. I mean, that's
I ain't
your
saying
woman.
not to do that. But
I'm
you know,
saying
it's
this
a
is-
lot, like you said, you know, we black. It's a lot of opportunities that's really not, you know, it's not given to everybody.
Okay, before you go there, what opportunities is not available to us as black
Yeah, see, I don't believe in that.
Well, let's
And
put it this way. Okay, so the schools we went to, they didn't have a tennis team at their school. They didn't have a golf team at the school. They
Hey.
didn't have. I mean, it was just stuff that
What do you
they
keep
didn't have.
talking
They
about?
didn't have a
Mr.
swim
Brooks.
team. But
Hey,
if
Why
you
you
went
keep
across
talking
town,
about sports?
Return
I'm
though.
just saying.
What sports teams
I'm
they
just
don't
saying the school
Return,
that
can I
my
talk to Blitz
kids
for a
went
second?
to, they were good schools. You
Mr.
know,
Blitz.
they were in programs that got them to college. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, you know, it just be lacking when you go across town and be a different story.
Mr.
You know?
Blitz, can I ask you something?
Mhm.
Me and you from the same, probably the same. I mean, not the same area, but we from the same. I live on the Alabama-Georgia line. I have to deal with
Okay.
both of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's go for all races, you know. Dear Lord, I mean, what the host is saying is the truth, you know.
No, it is true. I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm
it's
just saying
true.
that
It's true. I watched
it.
my whole life as you did.
you just try to figure out what you can do. I mean,
Exactly.
you have
Exactly.
your children to keep them
But you
away
don't-
from, like you
you
were
don't-
saying about the lady that sent her kid to the black side of town, and they not alive, right?
Yeah, they're not alive no more.
Okay, so what that means? What you trying to do is keep your kid. We know what time it is. She didn't know. She didn't know the risk. Hey,
No, she
hey,
knew the risk, but she kept listening to people say, "Oh, you're not black enough. You,
Bro, she didn't know the
you
risk,
think you
man.
better than black people. You need to get some black culture." So she sent her kids down there, and that's what happened to her kids.
Listen. I know myself. We got a side of town called the Bluff. Yo, when the sun go down, you don't go there. You know what I'm saying? Now you'd be a fool not to. You know, don't go. You know what I'm saying? Now,
For what
you
reason,
might-
though, Mr. Blitz?
just any reason. Don't go, because if you go, you're liable to get ripped off. You're liable to get robbed.
Exactly.
Anything. So if
Exactly.
I know that, I can tell somebody else that. Hopefully they'll take my advice.
No,
You know what I'm
probably
saying?
not. They'll still go.
But here's the other problem with that. You'll have 100 black people make 100 videos about sundown towns. Yeah, you hear they still got sundown towns.
I don't think they do, cuz.
What?
If they
I
do,
In
live-
Texas,
I live
in
the
Texas,
South.
they most definitely
So
do.
does Mr. Blitz. Mr. Blitz lives in the South. This should be where sundown towns are.
okay, but here's my point though. If they do, if they don't, I'm not trying to go to them. I don't go to them anyway.
I'm not either. Like I'm not allowed
Here's
to.
the problem. Here's the problem. We got our own sundown towns.
Exactly.
The most dangerous person in a black neighborhood is a black person. In West Oakland, where I'm from, West Oakland used to be one of the most dangerous neighborhoods. They got white people walking all up and down them neighborhoods now. But let a black person walk up the street in West Oakland or go to LA more frequently in LA. They done took over LA so bad that you can't even wear NBA caps. You can't wear
Yeah, I heard about that.
For what?
You can't say this word or that word.
Yeah, I love caps too, man.
Why-
I love.
why
man.
can't you
I
wear
don't even be
NBA
knowing
caps?
what the heck.
Because every game done claimed
No,
the damn cap.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
You
the
can't,
game. Oh,
you
the
can't
game.
use certain words.
See that? That's stupid,
Ask
man.
for a peanut
That's
butter
so
and jelly
stupid.
sandwich. And then we talking about some damn sundown towns.
nah, but it's gangs everywhere,
No,
man. There's
I
all
was.
these gangs at the schools now, bro. It's
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
not down here though. I mean, maybe a little bit. Not as bad as other places.
You said not
Man,
down here, but a little bit. Come
okay.
on, man.
No, maybe it's probably worse in other places. I
Where
guarantee
you
it.
at in Alabama? You in Birmingham?
No, I live right on. I live right down the road from Columbus, Georgia, Auburn,
Yeah,
Alabama, Atlanta. I
Okay,
yeah, you
live.
go to
Birmingham is
Columbus.
Birmingham and Selma of all places. Selma, where we took an ass whooping by white people. We
Yeah,
down
I
there
know.
together.
I know, and it turned into a shithole.
Right.
I wish I was rich because I'd try my best to fulfill the communities. I care about where I'm from. I'll give my fucking life.
We all care
I
about
don't
where
care
we
what
from,
color you
bro.
are. No, I don't care what color somebody is. I care about my community. Goddamn.
No, it shouldn't.
I get
Hey,
that.
it shouldn't be where we care about that, man. But we kind of
No,
just
I
know,
honestly do though.
like he was saying, man. You got to watch out for your, for your children.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you got color on you, you know what go down. You done seen somebody get murked. You done seen probably plenty of people get murked. You probably got people in your family, and we just know, not what not to do. We be trying our best not to, not saying we always successful.
I think that's what he expressed about the towns. There's certain
Yeah.
towns that any color ain't gonna want to go
Nah,
to if they're in the right mindset. If you're in the right
Name,
mindset,
name the towns, and I guess and guess what? Guess who runs them? And guess what
no, I don't want to get
majority
into
of the
that.
race is?
I'm just saying, me and you as minds just alike, I guess, or I mean, totally separate. But we know better than to go to certain parts of town at night if you live in that kind of community.
But here's my point.
Yeah, once you know better, you do better,
Name the
gang.
ports of town and name who occupies them,
Well, I can't do that, man.
because we all know.
Yeah, we all know.
Who
You
not
know
to
it.
go. We all know.
Well, there's certain neighborhoods I love.
Hey, hold on. How long you gonna be on? How long you gonna be on live on here?
About another 20 to 25 minutes.
You gonna go back live tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back. I'll be on tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good night. All right, good night,
Yes, sir.
chat.
You have a great night, bro.
I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at Memphis.
No, I don't like it being portrayed that way, man.
Okay, but it's the reality of. Let's look at Memphis,
is.
Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee is the blackest city in America.
Yeah, but I don't like that. I don't like that.
600,000 black people there, 200,000 white people there. Do you know that more white people have college degrees and high school diplomas than the black
Yeah,
people there?
they probably do. More white folk got them than me too. Dear Lord, know.
But this is something you
But
have
that's
to.
not color. I'm saying that's not color. That is.
It is
It
color.
is.
What are you talking about?
No, it's not. I'm the same person. I'm
What are
mad
you
at these
talking
white
about?
folks who got more
Wait a minute.
shit than I
Did you hear
got.
the statistics I just told you? 600,000
I did.
black people.
I did. But I guess I fall
Are you
into
black?
a different. No, but I was raised in a
You black?
predominantly black neighborhood. I mean, I'm
So
from
you can't
Alabama,
talk
Georgia
about
line.
issue. It doesn't matter if you was raised if you was raised with wolves. Can you talk about the issues of the wolves?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
then you
I
can't
don't.
understand. I understand. You can't talk about black problems because you're not black.
No, I can't talk about black
so-
problems, but I can talk about growing up amongst them in the projects.
So you
Right.
can talk about poverty. You can talk about poverty.
Yeah, poverty.
You can't talk
Exactly.
about
That's
black
what I was
folks.
getting at. That's what I was getting at, though.
So you can talk about poverty. You can't talk about.
That's what I was getting at. That's what defines us down here is poverty. We're all struggling together.
Who?
Nah,
They-
poverty is a
blacks,
problem everywhere.
whites. Blacks, whites. Well, I'm saying in the South, it's easier to.
No, that's a lot of
Poverty for a
poverty.
black person in the South is different from poverty in a white person in the South.
They ain't no different. They're black.
Yes, it
folks
is.
more
Did you know
successful
that?
than me.
Okay, listen, I'll show you the difference. You might not could afford the hamburger in civil rights time, but you could go.
Oh no, I don't know nothing about that, cuz. Dear Lord.
If you would listen, I will explain to you the difference. You
Okay.
might not could afford during the civil rights. You probably couldn't afford to ride the bus, but when you did get a dime, you could sit in the front of the bus.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're
So,
exactly
so
right.
it's a difference from a black man being poor in the South and a white man being poor in the
Yeah,
South. You
back
could
then,
walk down the
back
street.
then,
No,
back
same
then.
damn thing right now. You could walk down the street, be poor as a white person, and the cops pass you up. Walk down the street, being poor as a black person, the cops stop and say, "Hey, man, what the hell you doing?"
I don't think you from my neighborhood. They pull over. They pull over the
So,
crackhead ass
so,
white
so you
folks.
can. I guarantee you right now, me and you both go walk in a rich neighborhood. You go first, and then I go. No
You
one's
ain't
gonna
gonna
say
catch me
nothing
in
to
a
you.
rich neighborhood.
No one's gonna say nothing to you. See, you're trying to fight. See what you're
No,
doing.
I'm trying to
You can't.
connect. You ain't gonna
You
catch me
can't
in a
connect with
rich
me
neighborhood.
because you're trying to say my struggle is the same as your struggle. It's not.
No, I don't think you ever struggled. Cause
How haven't I struggled?
how have you?
How haven't I?
How have you?
Have you been to jail?
Yeah,
What'd you go to jail for?
DUI.
That's not going to jail, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, that's on
It
you.
was.
You shouldn't be drinking and driving.
Yeah, I damn sure shouldn't have. I admit that.
Okay, sir. Have you ever
What you
been?
go to jail for?
I ain't never been to jail. Why would you think I've been to jail?
I didn't. You just said.
Sir, I'm not gonna be. I'm not stupid enough to get in a car and drink and
Well,
drive.
well, that's right. Exactly. Everybody
You
got
have
their
a high
own
school
mind.
diploma.
Yes, sir.
So
Everybody
what are
got
you?
their
What?
own
What?
mind.
Okay, tell me what are you on here trying to prove?
I'm not trying to prove nothing, cuz I was agreeing with
You
y'all.
are.
You
It seems
poured
like
it. Poured it
why.
on.
This is my question to you.
You
Why
trying to get
every
views
time
now.
black people have a conversation and try to talk about black people stuff, y'all want to come in? See, he left. We was having a conversation about what to do in the black community, and you want to come in and talk about about our struggle. Like, I'm trying to tell you the problem in Memphis. I don't want to talk about that. Then why are you here? Why are you here? This is not a woe is me contest. Who had it the worst? This is not a woe. This is the problem with white people. We're not trying to have a woe is me I got it worse than you. We're trying to face reality. You have 600,000 people in Memphis who are black. You have 200,000 people in Memphis who are white. Why do 200,000 people in Memphis have more education than the 600,000 people? That's a problem. And you don't want to talk about the problem because you think we're spreading racism. No, that's a problem. Something is wrong in Memphis when 600,000 black people have less education than 200,000 white people. And then you ask, why is Memphis like Memphis is? But then as a white man, you don't want us to talk about the problem. So that means you don't want us to deal with the solution of the problem. So therefore, you're the enemy because you don't want us to talk about the problem. So because you don't want us to get to a solution. So you're preventing us from getting to a solution. How can we get to a solution if you don't let us talk about the problem? If you want to interject your own philosophies. So I don't want to talk about that. But there's a problem in Memphis. White people are not getting killed in Memphis. It's black people. So we have to talk about why are black people getting killed in Memphis. So first thing we have to start off with is the education. But if you telling us, you're blocking us from talking about the problem that's happening in the black community because you want to connect with us, you are the problem. And that's the problem with these white liberals. You are the problem. You don't want us to talk about our problems. You want us to blame our problems on the police. You want us to blame our problems on the government. You are the problem because you don't want us to talk about the problem because every time you come among us, you see us by ourselves discussing the problem, but you want to interject yourself into the solution by telling us not to talk about the problem, by telling us, oh, it's Trump's fault. It's the white man holding you down. It's you holding us down because you don't want us to come to the realization that we must do something for ourselves. You're the problem. And I'm sorry, white people, but some of y'all got to come to that grips that, hey, everything doesn't need me there. Everything, we're not talking about you. We have not even mentioned you. You have some people on here trying to talk about you, but I have not mentioned you. I have not blamed you. I have said, okay, look here, man. We spend too much time playing basketball than time going to the library. Why would you have a problem with that? Are y'all wanting to see us continue to play basketball? It's ridiculous. Sometimes you can't. If I seen a bunch of Chinese having a conversation, I'm not going to interject myself in that conversation. I don't care if I grew up with Chinese. That's not my place to interject myself into their business. That's not my place. They have some things they need to work out. You sometimes got to stay out of family's business. If you see a family, I was always taught when I was growing up that when I conduct family business, only family members are involved. You don't bring your friends to family business. You don't bring people who are not family. But every time on this app, it seems like when black people try to talk, someone wants to interject themselves. Someone feels like because I grew up in the projects with black people, I'm more blacker than you. So basically, you have a stereotype of black people that black people are just projects. That's what all black people are, projects. That's the only point you could see. You don't understand that blackness is more than the projects. Your only vision, I know more about black people than you. How the hell you know more about being poor than me? You don't know more than black people than me because there's black people are more than the projects. Black people are more than the projects. You know about being poor, but you don't know how it feels to be black. You can never know how it feels to be black. And then you want to deny the fact that you have certain privileges that I don't have. I got pulled over at 35 years old. 35-year-old man driving in a brand new Cadillac. The police pulled me over and told me my tail light was out and my car was brand new. My Cadillac was brand new. So basically, they pulled me over and told me my tail light out. I just pulled that damn car off the lot 3 days ago. And he wanted to see my registration. Why you want to see? He wanted to see my registration. He wanted to see my license. He wanted to see my insurance. Then when he got all of that, he left. He said, oh, okay. I said, hey, let me get out and check my tail light. Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. You don't got to check your tail light. Does that happen to white people? Come on now. White people, let's be real. Does that happen to you? Has that happened to you? 35 years old, they telling you you can't afford a Cadillac? I'm 35 years old. You telling me I can't afford a Cadillac? You want to know who I am in a Cadillac? Because, oh, I don't think black people are supposed to own a Cadillac. Oh, if a black person owns a Cadillac, he's a drug dealer. I bought a Chrysler 300. A Chrysler 300 at 37. A Chrysler 300 ain't a lot of money. They really not. Every time I parked my car, the police was pulling me over. They was coming up, checking my car. How many white people can say that happened to them? How many white people can say that happened to them where these people don't think you can afford Chryslers and Cadillacs and if you without selling drugs? I mean, I don't care. The poorest white person can be driving a Cadillac and the police ain't gonna say nothing to them. As long as they got all the registration, all the tags, the police ain't gonna say nothing. The richest black person could be driving a Cadillac and get pulled over. All because you ain't supposed to have that car because unless you're a drug dealer. You got to be some type of drug dealer. Are you a ball player? I mean, come on now. So, and then to say, oh, you ain't never been through nothing. You ain't never been through nothing. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through this because you've been poor before. What you gonna tell me a bunch of stories about how there was days you couldn't eat? They don't have nothing to do with race. That has something to do with poverty. Blame your fucking parents. Blame your parents. Don't blame me. Blame your parents for not getting off their ass and trying to do something better. Don't blame me. Talking about I understand the struggle. You don't understand the struggle. Right. You know, sometimes white people, y'all gotta realize every conversation ain't about you and every conversation ain't for you. That's like sometimes conversations you have are not about me and they're not for me. I can't get in your family business, especially if you don't want to talk. I want to stay away from certain issues. Then why are you even here? Why are you interjecting yourself into the conversation if you want to stay away from certain issues? You want to stay away from certain issues because you can't say certain things. So why do you even want to have the conversation? You don't want to get to the truth of the conversation. You don't want to say certain things because you would look like a racist, but we got to talk about certain things because the problem. We got to talk about the problem to get to the solution. And the solution and the problem ain't white people. That's what people don't understand. The problem is not white people. Okay, white people, I'll put it out there. You're not the problem. You're not the problem. You're not the problem. You're not the problem. The police are not the problem. The government is not the problem. The problem is black people. Black people have a $1 trillion spending power. But instead of taking that $1 trillion spending power and doing something for themselves, they would rather complain. They would rather give money to Harris. They would rather vote, and instead of building their own neighborhoods, instead of building educational centers for their kids, for our kids, I should say, we would rather complain. But you can't say that. You can't say that because you will be called racist. So why would you even interject yourself in the conversation? You can't say that. You can't say that, but I can say that. No one should feel sorry for black people if black people are not willing to do anything for themselves. If all black people are willing to do is march around and scream Black Lives Matter, if all black people are willing to do is go pull a lever and vote, if that's all we're willing to do, everything that happens to us, we deserve. If we're not willing to pull our nickels to dimes together and create something for ourselves, then why should anyone listen to us complain? Why should anyone listen to us complain? If we're not willing to build our community and protect our community from gangs and violence and protect our kids, and the only time we want to complain is when the police kills a black person, then why should anyone listen to us complain? How the hell can you say Black Lives Matter when you're the number one person taking black lives? I mean, so if y'all continue to interject yourself into our conversations, you are the problem, because you don't want it makes it seem like you don't want us to get to a solution. You like the way we are. That's what it makes it seem when you interject yourself and try to deviate us from talking about the problems. It makes it seem like, oh, they want us like this. They like us like this because they don't want to see us get to a solution. Because every time we start to talk about the problem so we can get to a solution, they interject themselves and we deviate from the problem. And when we deviate from the problem, we deviate from the solution. So it makes us think you want us like this. You want us to be animals. You want us to be in the projects and the good in the hoods killing each other. I have no desire to vote for anyone. My only desire for black people is to realize there's no help coming from the White House and we need to do for ourselves. Stop looking to the White House and pull your nickels and your dimes together and do something for yourself. What says you, Christopher?
I just came across. I mean, I've been following you for the last year or so. I can't figure it out, but maybe you can explain it to me. What I'm doing wrong? Should I become a Democrat again and go and protest and wear the Palestinian flag, which is a terrorist flag, and terrorize U.S.
How can you
citizens?
say the Palestinian flag is a terrorist flag?
Well, because it is. Because I got a cousin that works for the CIA.
But let me ask you this. Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
Texas. Okay. Now, let's say Oklahoma invades Texas. And then somehow you and Oklahoma come to an agreement. Okay, we'll give y'all a little land. Okay, fine. Now Oklahoma says, nah, that's not good enough. We want some more land. So they take some more land and they start mistreating the people of Texas. So wouldn't the people of Texas fight back?
Well, yeah, I agree with you on that. But here's my deal: is what I want to say without arguing with you, because I think you're very
understanding. But how you can call these people terrorists when
well.
they
Did
just
you ever looked up? I mean, I think you should Google the Leper King and Saladin on Google. Well, I mean, because it's gonna answer your questions in Palestine. Well, Israel and so-called Palestine.
But wait a minute, you do know that Israel was not a place until like 1940 or 1950, something like that.
Well,
Israel
they say 1947, but if you look up the Leopard King of just Google it. It would help.
Wait a minute.
I mean,
but my point is, maybe this is something that
all right.
people
Well, where are
need to
you
stay out
from?
of.
Can I ask that question? Where are you from?
I'm
You
from
gotta say
California.
the town, just
I'm
state.
from California.
Oh, okay. So, if let's say, did you grow up in L.A.?
No, I grew up in the northern port.
All right. So let's just say if Pyru at 54th and Crenshaw wanted to move in on the Athens Bloods, I mean, how are we gonna deal with it? I mean, it's all violence. Somebody that we're killing each other for what?
It's two separate violence. It's different. When you listen to it how. When you say that these people deserve here to be that, okay, let's first deal with it. Let's be real about it. The only people that should be paying for the Holocaust is the Germans. The Germans.
Well, I mean,
no one else. The Americans, black and white Americans, went over to Germany to liberate them. So the only land that should have been taken was the Germans. You took England and America, went to the Middle East because of the Bible and said, this is your land. They took people's land and gave it to Israel. When the only people who should be losing land is Germany, because Germany did it. It's Germany. No one else had nothing to do with it. Germany led it. Germany should be the people paying for these people to have their own land. This is not anti-Semitic. This is truthful. They are the only people for these people to be having these people, Germany, because Germany did it for whatever reason. I don't know the reason and don't care. We all know it was wrong. For whatever reason, Germany should be the main people, the only people paying the European Jews back. You should not have went to someone else's land and took their land and said, we're going to put this state right here. And the only reason they put that state right here, but only reason
Palestine never existed.
It did exist. The only reason they put Israel right there in Palestine's territory is because they wanted to control the Middle East.
Can I ask you a question? Did you ever watch the movie Mel Gibson made, the body? What was it? Where he made it about Jesus? I can't remember the name of the movie.
Do you really believe Jesus existed?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
what other proof do you have outside the Bible?
I mean, I believe it existed. I mean, all right. Here's my deal. Is I want you to go and watch this movie.
What
I
movie
know
you
you're
want
mad, because I'm
What movie
white.
you want to watch?
You're probably pissed off,
I'm not pissed off. I'm not pissed off.
but there's a movie.
Wow.
It's wow. Who's wow? What?
Just tell us the movie. Don't worry about it. What movie you want
All
us to
right.
watch?
Shit. It's about the cartels. This first movie. Man, I can't remember the white girl. The white girl and the black dude in it. Josh Brolin was in it, and it starts about Sicario. Well, the name Sicario comes back from a Jewish name where when the Roman Empire invaded Israel, that this certain group of people they ran out into the desert, and that's kind of pretty much what started the hitman in the world.
Okay.
I mean, I know you don't want to believe it, but it's just something I learned it in history, but
Let me ask you this question. Why didn't they go to Egypt? Because in your book, they was in Egypt first. Why didn't they go to Egypt and take their land and give it to them?
Who, the Romans?
No. The Jews was ran out of Egypt. In your
It
book.
says it in the Bible, 40 years let my people go. I mean,
Okay, so why didn't they just go back to Egypt and take their land?
all right, well, how come Egypt won't allow the Palestinians into their country right now?
Because they have their own
Because
country.
they're oppressed. They're oppressed. They're a superpower. The key aspects of the conflict include the Israel occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, and the
Okay.
status of Jerusalem, Israeli settlements, border security, water, the permits, the regime, Palestinian freedom of movement, and the Palestinians' right of return. That's what this is all about. It's an infrastructure of power. So they rose in the infrastructure and kept the Palestinians down. Don't listen to the TV. Half the time, America would just think everybody was terrorists over there. But because they're aligned with Israelites, connected to the Jews, it's money. But you got to reason, you got to think about it. Why are people throwing rocks and they don't have a military force, and they're throwing rocks at a system that people have economic force, land, money, and everything, and they're poor? I'll wait.
Okay, well,
There's a reason for it.
I heard you.
There's a reason for it. And it's not because they just choose not to have money and all of that. There is a reason.
Let
First
them
of all, we have no business. First of all, we have no business deciding what is going on in another country. That's half our problem in the first place. I understand there's war and everything that's going on, and people need help. But that's the problem why this country has so much bitterness for everything, is because all our money that they say that we don't have goes to other countries because of influences in capitalism and business. America is now a business. It's always been a
How do
business.
you feel about should we shut the war down in Ukraine?
Why are we over there in the first place?
Exactly.
We're not over
just
there.
like
Our
the Middle
money's
East.
over
It was
there.
just like the Middle East. Weapons of mass destruction. It was all in everything. It was all everything. Just like Gaddafi. It's always a reason. It's like the things that said, follow the money. Follow the money.
Yeah,
Follow
George
the money.
Soros.
Everything is not in good spirits. Do you know why a lot of people are not joining the military and everything, and now they got to make a law? It's because they don't believe in what the government is doing. That's not a black thing. That's not a white thing. That's a government thing.
I mean, that's the main issue. Like, why are
It's
we?
the money.
Why are we in every mainly? We're mainly
Other
in-
countries don't come to us, do they, brother? Other countries don't come to us
But if you
and
really
help
think
us
about
out.
If you really think about it, we're mainly in countries that have something that we can benefit. There's a war
Exactly.
going on.
Imports, exports.
Why ain't we
What
in the
is
Congos?
what? Exactly. What is
There's
the
a war going on in
vested
Sudan.
situation?
Why ain't we over there in that war? We only in wars that have either give us military strategy
Or economic
some type of
success.
natural resource we can take.
And it's a known fact, and I think everybody agree because everybody's been to school. When does the country prosper the most? When we're in war, when we make wars. We so far in debt and everything that we have to go and create something to make something. We should not be in any other body's business. Nobody comes to us to help. You know, everybody wants to play this game. So guess what they do? They show the hand, one hand watch. These are not the droids we're looking for. Meanwhile, there's steady dispute, divide, everything. And yeah, there's plenty of problems here that we need to solve. And this
Right.
whole police thing, if you and here's the thing, people want to say they're good people and this, that, and the thing. Everybody knows right from wrong. Everybody knows right from wrong. That Sandra, this Massey thing, the with her, clearly something is wrong. How many times are we gonna go through this? I feel at this point in time, everybody wants a civil war. Everybody wants a civil war because it shouldn't even happen anymore. People are getting tired. The food, the money, the people can't do things. All of this, it's coming to a head, man. It's coming to a head. They're puppeteering everybody. Men against women, women against men, LGBTQTA, black versus white, brown, all of it. And yes, it's not perfect, but we've got to find a solution to things, or it's just going to get worse. This is just like if you got two kids and you don't take care of one and you take care of the other one, bitterness starts to sit in, resentment starts to sit in. You don't take care of the border situation and immigrants. Look, everybody came from somewhere. Americans that say they're Americans were immigrants. This was England and British and the British. Really, the only people that are actually here are indigenous people. So unless they figure out a way, and guess what? They don't want to figure out a way. They don't want to fix the border. Cause guess what? Because the blue can debate about it, and then the red can debate about it, and then they go behind closed doors at a party. Hey, thanks for my people are going against that way, and I'm going against this way. We're gonna make plenty of money. We all puppets. All they want is our votes. They assassinating us left and right, and all we do is just play into the hand. Instead of we're all human at the end of the day.
My,
I have
Race
to
is a
agree.
social construct.
Whoa, man!
We
come
all
on,
colors
you,
of
you, didn't- you
yo.
didn't win a
We
lot.
all colors
Hold
of
on,
wheat.
wait, man! You didn't win. We let you go. We let you eat. Let everybody else eat. Let Prime eat. Then you can go, Christopher.
Oh, okay. I
I
didn't
feel
take
you, man.
the
It's just so sad, man. It's
You're
just
still
so
going.
much.
You're
It's
still
so heavy,
going.
man.
You're still going,
It's so
sir.
heavy.
It's
Yeah,
prime
let other people
time.
talk. Go ahead, Prime.
Yeah, my bad.
oh no, I was just going to
Word.
say. I was just going to say. I mean, I agree with a lot what Killer is saying. I agree with a lot that he's saying because, to me, I'll just say this, and I know a lot of people want to be, they want to be oblivious to it, and it's just like they just don't want to pay attention to see it. This country is so divided right now. It's like people are more, it's more symbolism, and people are more into their personal ideals instead of the beneficial benefit of the country, right? It's this the thing. Don't y'all understand that the United States is the laughing stock of the world right now? Do you know that the American dollar is not going to be the beneficial currency anymore? Why you think they doing that stuff over there with Russia and China? They're doing all this stuff. America is about to crumble, and if it doesn't get repaired, this is just going to this is crazy. And there's a lot of stuff that's in place that yes, we have our freedoms, but with those freedoms, some of those freedoms they have not been thought out. That have been provided. So I mean, I'm not going to get into all that because now I only can go that real hard on my platform. I can't do it on TikTok because it's going to be too real. It's going to be too proofful because I don't speak it, I show it. I can't show it on TikTok. I couldn't even do it. But I would say this: that the picture that you have in the back, and a lot of people are getting triggered about Trump saying the immunity with the cops. I can't stand people that are trying to twist it up and trying to take their narrative. If they actually listen to the actual podium when he was talking about it, what he said is that immunity for cops, meaning that if you go with Democratic states, all right, and you're looking at how the cops, their jobs are being, how does it say, upheld, meaning that, for instance, California and Chicago and New York, the cops cannot do their job. So let's just say if y'all pay attention to people that don't know because they don't want to see the truth and the facts. Homie, you in California, right?
Right.
Right. They got signs up there where it says that they can steal a certain amount of money. They can't be touched. In Chicago and Illinois, the cops can't chase the robbers. They can't. If they do, that's going against the law. They can lose their job for doing that. So what Trump actually said was that they get immunity so they can't lose their job for doing their job, meaning that they can't lose their pension, they can't lose their home, they can't lose their monies.
Right.
People is taking immunity, talking about saying that, well, if they do something unjust, they are immune for doing something unjust. Why would somebody think that? If you do something unjust and you're in the wrong, you're going to get reprimanded. You're going to pay the consequences. But it's not right for a cop where he or she cannot do their job. Do y'all think it's fair? And I know homie that's the host, he in California. You seeing all these knuckleheads going in stores and just robbing. People can't even touch them. They stealing and just running out. Y'all think that's right?
Right.
No.
You know what I mean?
Nah,
They can't call the
nobody condones
cops.
that.
You say what?
Yeah, nobody condones that. It's the thing with the immunity that will allow them to get away with injustices. That's the problem I
They will
have.
not get away with no injustice.
Well,
Then that's the
you
thing.
can't- you don't know, man.
Don't try
They-
to twist it, my brother. Don't get it twisted. That's not what it is. He said immunity from losing their job, from doing their job, meaning that
But
this is what I'm saying. You didn't listen to him. I listened to the Forbes conference verbatim.
I
And
heard what he's
people want to
saying, but
twist the
there's a
words because
loophole
the
for
only
everything.
word people are listening to is immunity.
No,
all
I'm not
he's-
just listening to that.
Okay, all he stated was that it is not fair for cops not to do their job. All
And
he
well, that's
said
fine.
was right. All he said
Yeah.
was that for cop immunity means is that if a person does a crime and you call the police, all right, let's just say they rob a store or they're doing something wrong, all right, a cop should be able to go ahead and do their job. In these particular states and these particular cities, they cannot do their job because if they do, they will lose their job. They
Right,
will
but what are
lose
the
their pension because
parameters
of the
of that?
laws that are
If
in place.
100%, I get it. And we need it because it'll be all chaos. But at the same time, how is that going to affect the people, the ones that might abuse that situation and it work out for them in their favor? That's the problem I have.
Okay, so let's go with that, my brother.
You feel what I'm saying? I
this because
understand
know
what
there's
you're
other-
saying. I
that-
listen to it
Right,
too.
right. This is my last point. That's all I'm going to say with that. All right, because that question right there is something that can be discussed a little bit more, and it can be, how should I say, specified and put in more detail so people can understand. I have a very, very, I think I'm an independent, and I think common sense and very rational. I'm not an irrational thinker.
Well, let me say this. I agree with Prime on what Trump meant, but here's the other thing. Trump doesn't have the power to give immunity to police officers who work for the state, the city, the sheriffs. He doesn't have that power.
Especially when they're sovereign states.
Yeah, these are those are local. Those are the federal government doesn't control them. Those are controlled by whoever controls them. But I do agree that when he said immunity, he did not mean this situation that just happened. He
Right,
meant,
but the match.
right,
I'm
he
sorry,
meant
brother, go ahead.
situations like a cop is doing their job and someone happens to let's just take it above what Prime said. Situations where a cop is doing his job and the guy happens to die. Like the cops had, like if you take the Eric Garner situation. Eric Garner, they told Eric Garner to move like 30 times. They told that man to move. He was trying to sell illegal cigarettes in front of someone's store. So they told him, hey, just move. We don't even care. Just go away. We don't care. He refused to go away. Eric Garner felt like it was his right to be able to sell illegal cigarettes in front of someone's store. And after they told him to move, he wouldn't move. So they said, okay, we got to arrest you because you're not following directions. We can't have you out here. We just can't let you go because now everyone else is gonna feel like they can get away with it. So they had to wrestle the man down to the ground, and the man died of a heart attack. You know, those cops lost their job for doing their job. Those cops,
That wasn't right.
Yeah,
Because
so you
he
speaking
lost
on like circumstantial situations, like
yeah,
if something happened circumstantially because of a situation, and
everything has to be
and
taken
though
on a
it was a
case
bad
by case
outcome,
basis.
they would still keep their job and everything connected to it.
Right. Everything is a
Correct.
case by case basis. You
Yeah.
can't, every case you got to look at different because everything is not the same. Like the the Sonia Massey case. No one's looking at that case like he was doing his job. He was stepped outside the perimeters of his job. So once you step outside the
And
perimeters of your job, you can't get immunity because you're not doing your job.
There you go. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. If you're doing something unjust, let's just go with this perfect example. We
yeah, that's a
yesterday,
good way of putting it.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's a good way of
Yesterday,
putting it.
I mean, yesterday I'm on, had a perfect conversation, not on here, but it was more with a bigger crowd talking about the Massey situation. And now that cop overreacted. All right. He truly overreacted. All
Yep.
right.
There's more to that.
I
More
know,
information
but
is
when
gonna
we
come out
but when
about
we
that.
did it, we looked at the
Yeah.
video and then we slowed that situation down. Now, she did throw that pot.
Yeah, yeah,
She
we
threw
got,
the pot, but this the
Nah,
thing. No, she
she threw the
did.
pot in the sink.
No, no, no,
no,
no.
no.
She threw the pot because we
She
slowed it
threw the
down.
pot. She threw the pot.
She
They
threw the
have
pot,
more
brother.
video than what people are thinking is the video, and this is what is pissing me off.
Is there
People,
more video about it?
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there's
There's more
plenty, but you can
video. They're
slow it
only
down.
showing the part of the video that gonna get a rise out of you. But she did pop back up when she put her hands down. When she had her hands up, she wasn't shot right then. She
Right.
popped back up. She grabbed the pot,
Pot and threw it, and the water was right there on the
but
ground.
she was in no danger.
Oh
She was
man,
in
there's
no
so
Right.
much.
Now this the
Wow.
this the bad part. Now this is all I'm saying. This is all I have to say
Yeah.
is that cop, and this is what I was saying. They were both in the wrong. Now if y'all watch the video, because it's a 38-minute full video, okay?
Right.
The woman had a mental issue, okay? A lot of people are just not talking about that. She had a mental issue. So when you watch it and then you look at the last sequence, you slow it down. You're going to see how everything transpired. But that
I
cop,
never watched the full video. I never
right, you
watched
gotta
the
watch it
full
because how
video.
it
I only
goes is
seen
she
the clips
called
and
in,
everything.
a 911 call. It was a 911 call because she thought there was people on her property. There was prowlers in her yard. They didn't see anything. So they asked her questions. She was a little bit sporadic, okay? Then the other officer was asking her about the car that was in the driveway, all right? Oh, we got it, and it was just simple questions. The cops entered the home. I'm just giving you the synopsis. They entered the home. They asked for her identification. Now, she was acting kind of funny because she was like she didn't have her identification. And she said, well, let me get my identification. Then they was asking her about the car and all that. She was, but you could see that she had a mental illness. She wasn't all there.
Right.
But the
Somebody
story
else.
went on.
Somebody else was saying, Prime. Somebody else was saying that that she had a connection with the facilities you went to, and the cop's fiance was there.
That's
And
all
there is
hearsay. We don't know nothing about that.
Is
That's
that
all
hearsay? Okay.
That was
That's
it.
all
There's
hearsay.
because some of the, and that's the thing. And I would say this is another. I just want to cut it short because I don't want to be long winded. Those cops, they did when they gave their report. Thank God for those body cams. I'm just letting
Yeah,
people
man.
know. Thank God for the
Yeah.
body cam because they could have twisted that shit up to the point where we would have never known. They could have twisted that shit.
Man, they do that now.
I
Right.
think they
But
did
no.
try to
But
twist
but
it.
just the
I
thing.
think they did try to say she unalived herself.
Right. But
He did.
but
He
just,
did on a call when he called in to dispatch. He said that and tried to paint a narrative to try to, you know what I mean? So
right.
he couldn't take responsibility for it. So it could start the narrative of, oh, it happened like this.
Right.
Because when one of the officers came in, he was like, "Where's the gun?" This, that, and the third. But even
Right.
still, even if she did throw the water on him, and I gotta go back and watch it, but I can't, man. It's just
That's not enough. We all grown men. Ain't no water, and look how far she was. Like,
Thank
really?
you. That's what I was
Come
saying,
on,
brother.
man.
Because he was
We ain't no
when y'all
punks,
look at
okay?
it, think about
Look,
it.
a real
He drew
man,
his
that's
gun.
not gonna threaten me, especially when you
Right.
got a gun, a taser, mace. Come on,
Thank
come
you.
on.
Well,
That
you
cop,
gotta
You
know.
look,
threaten
You
that
gotta
much,
that
you a
cop was
coward.
in. Look, the cop was in the wrong. Now this the thing,
Yeah.
and when y'all watch it, she turned the stove off. She grabbed the pot. The question was that why did she grab the pot? So when she grabbed the pot, the cops is all the way behind the counter. Then she said,
Right,
"I
that's too
rebuke
far.
you."
And
She started.
she was slim, bro. She was
Right,
she
but no,
was
no, no.
next to
When y'all,
nothing.
but
I don't
when you
even think the
watch
water
it,
would have got to her.
y'all
that's what
gotta.
I'm saying. No water would have got to him. All she said was that I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke
Yeah.
you in the name of Jesus. When she said that, the cops, I don't know what the cops was thinking,
That
but
shit turned him up.
right,
No,
it
that's
turned
not
them
what
up. That's
turned
what
him
I'm
on.
saying.
Wait,
So
wait,
where
wait,
they
hold on,
behind
hold
the
on. Wait, wait,
counter,
wait, hold on. Wait, wait, hold on. You gotta go back. You gotta go back because he was the one who started it. Because he said, "I want to
He
get away
did. He
from
was the
you."
aggressor.
No, no, no. Listen to what he
no, no,
said,
no, it
though.
wasn't no aggression. It wasn't nothing aggressive.
He
All she
said,
said was
"Wait a minute.
rebuke
Listen to
you.
what he said, though. He said, I want to get away from the." He was the one that suggested that she was gonna
That
throw
the
the pot
water
on
was the
him.
problem.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
what was
get
the
you. Yeah,
problem?
you're
What was
right,
Right.
Big
going on?
Smoke.
What was the
But
Then
problem?
yeah,
she
Because
said, "What did you say?" And then she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." I think he was more looking at the pot. She wasn't even that the word she took the pot off the stove because they told her to. She was gonna put the pot in the sink until he said something. And then
right.
he escalated. And if you work with mentally ill people, they tell you to stay calm. But when he escalated that shit by saying, "You bet not, I'll shoot you in the face, B."
right, and that's what I'm
And
saying.
most
He
of them
pulled his
do
gun. He said he didn't
because
have to
they'll
do that.
turn a situation the way they want it to go and then blame you for the actions of it.
Now, this is the thing. This is what people are not taking this to on how it happened. When she was behind there with the pot, and this is what I try to tell people to make y'all think about it, so y'all can think. She had that pot. When he pulled that gun, she got scared.
Yeah, she put the pot
Of
down and she
Yeah,
found
course.
the
she
gun
could
and
have.
said,
She
"I'm
was
sorry."
scared. She was scared. So when he drew it, my question is with everybody, when y'all watch it, I was saying, why did this cop draw his gun? You're already almost like 10 feet from 10 feet from her. You're behind a counter. She was no threat with no water. He could have backed up and said, "Ma'am, what's the
And
problem?"
that water wouldn't have hit China, yo.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
But the thing
Yeah.
was, he could have. First of all, they shouldn't have went in the house. After you check the backyard, you just knock on the door. I mean, where I live in Oakland, you're lucky if you get a cop to come out. If you call and you say, "Hey, I heard something in my backyard," you're lucky if a cop comes out in the first place. If a cop does come out, they're just gonna check your yard. They don't care who the fuck you are. They're gonna be like, "Hey, we checked your yard. We don't see nothing. We're leaving." But they wanted to keep
Yeah, I
investigating.
agree
They
with
wanted to
you, big homie.
investigate the car in the back. You know, it's like, "Hey, we did our job. We checked the yard." They already knew she was mentally ill.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I
"Hey,
And why did they
goodbye.
need
Have
to
a good
come
night."
in there? Yeah.
Right, because they wanted to get
There's
her
so
ID
many
to check everything out.
Right.
And
They
I
so
want
was
to get
many
her ID.
things
She already
that
told her
don't
their
make
name.
sense. And
go
at the
ahead, bro.
door, she was like, "You're not gonna hurt me, are you?" Some like right then and there, like you said, Smoke. Like, why did they even want to be inside? Especially, why do you need to get her ID if she was the one that called you? There are so many subtle nuances that don't add up.
No, go
That
back and
just
watch
don't
the
add up.
actual. No, go back and watch it again at the beginning. There was a reason why they went in. It was because of the car. Because they
Right.
was
But
asking her about the car. They just wanted her identification. They said, let's see your identification, then we'll go ahead and leave. And
I
then
guess what it was, they wanted to. It was about the car because they wanted to make sure if the car was her, it was going to escalate any way it went. That's what people don't understand. If that car was hers, it was going
It
to
was.
escalate.
They were already in that mindset.
Right,
Or at
because they
least he
thought the
was.
car
He
was
was already in
stolen
that
or they
mindset.
thought she was lying to her. But in reality, if they thought
Right.
she was having a mental breakdown, they should have stayed outside and called the paramedics or called people who know how to deal with it.
100%. They're not fit to diagnose none of that.
and this is all
They're
I'll
not fit
say
to diagnose
with
any of
that.
that.
And
It's
people,
just so much to unpack, man. Like it's a lot to unpack, and the steps are. and
but
based
I'm
on
getting
one individual, not even his partner, but him. He
it's
ratcheted
not
that
racial.
stuff up
There's
to
nothing.
100
People
degrees,
need to
man.
understand this is nothing that is racial about it. There's nothing racial about it. It's incompetence. That's what you need to see, and people need to
I
feel to
can't I
understand
can't
this.
see that, boss. I don't think that would have happened on any. You can check all the boxes, and I just
No, no,
based
no, no,
on
no, no.
him.
It's not racial. You gotta
Bullshit.
remember.
My
You gotta.
best
I
friend
know
got
he's
shot and
tripping on
killed
You
in
that.
gotta.
You tripping on that,
1995.
Prime.
It's nothing
You
racial.
Prime, you
Here's
tripping
the
on
thing.
that.
Wait a minute.
You
I
can't say
understand
that's
what
not
Prime. Wait a
racial.
minute.
I
Hold
don't.
on. Hold
I
on.
It's
don't.
not racial, man.
I
Hold on,
It's
call
not
Sid.
bull
racial.
crap on
Wait.
you,
Hold on. Wait.
Nichilla.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason why you can
What
say it's not
what you trying
racial.
to say, Big Smoke?
This man did not deserve to be a police officer in the first place.
Thank you.
He had 2
Yes,
DUIs. He was kicked
100%,
out of the neighbor. He was kicked out of the military.
100%.
So and everyone's saying, yeah, he seemed like a loose cannon. So I don't think it was
Well,
racial.
based on the history, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't
it
think
wasn't that. It was incompetence. And what I'm saying is that I think put it like this: if you watch it and you really just look at it by bit, and you will see this is the thing. Two are in the wrong because she should have never grabbed that pot. All she had to do was turn the pot off, go back to the couch, and give her the ID. But she picked the pot.
you can't say that. Wait a minute, hold on. You can't say
Actually, I can because look.
this woman. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, Prime. This woman is mentally ill. First of all,
Right. No. Listen to what I'm saying, brother.
She
Get
might
your
not have
emotions
been
out of it.
cognizant of what she was
think
doing, right,
emotionally and let's
Smoke?
think logically here. Think logically. Get your emotions out.
no. Have you ever dealt with mentally ill people? If
No,
you deal
you're
with
not listening to what I'm saying, brother.
well, listen to what I'm saying
There was
first.
no food in there. It was just hot water. If
Exactly.
they asked her,
You don't know what
listen,
she was gonna do
right? No. Listen to what I'm saying.
with the
They
water.
just asked her to turn off the pot because we didn't want to have nothing burn up.
Okay, Prime. I understand it, but listen to me. When you deal with mentally ill people, you don't know what they're thinking and you don't know what they're doing. So you might ask them to do one simple thing, and they might do something else. So if you know a person is mentally ill, you want to keep that person in front of you. Why couldn't the other cop walk over there and turn the water off? In fact, it was just boiling water. What does boiling water
100%. I
do?
heard a lot of women say that same thing.
Boiling water does not store the fire. It's an electric stove. Boiling water just evaporates. I done fell
Well, they didn't
asleep
know it
with
was
boiling
on.
water
They just
on.
thought it was on.
Wait a minute,
They
hold
just
on,
thought it
Prime.
was
I done fell asleep with boiling water on and woke up and the water's gone. Okay?
True. I agree.
So all they had to do was one cop, you knew she was mentally ill. You knew a mentally ill person, it's hard for them to focus. 1,000 things are running through their mind. So you want to be as simple as possible. All the other cop had to do, walk over there, turn the water off. Why did you really need her ID? You really didn't need her ID. You knew who she was because they've been to the house before. They told you who she was on the radio. They was being messy because they wanted to know about that car in the back. They should have left that shit alone. If they felt she wasn't on her medication, call the paramedics. Call people who can deal with it. You don't have to go in there acting like you knew. They knew the situation. He was a loose cannon. He escalated it. It wasn't her fault. You can't blame a mentally ill person. You can't
You're
do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Smoke.
I mean, but I'm going on both. I'm going on both sides.
They're not in their right state of
Going on-
mind. They're not. And
Hey,
when
going
she
on
turned
both
around,
sides.
Smoke, did you see when she was at the stove and when she turned around, it was like she didn't even realize he had pulled his gun. She didn't even realize it looked like she didn't even realize he had pulled his gun, and she was like, "Oh man, this is serious." Like from the
Well,
vantage
he
point, she
only
didn't like she was
pulled it. He only
talking.
pulled
You
it.
know how like somebody,
But wait, hold on. Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
you know how like she was talking.
Wait, hold
she
on,
was at the
Kelly. You
stove.
gotta be quiet now. You gotta be quiet. I had a mentally ill friend, and I took her to the mentally it's called John George. But the only problem is to get in John George, you got to go to the hospital first. So John George was like, you got to take her to the hospital. But they called the sheriff. The sheriffs came. Now she's mentally ill. She needs help. She on her medication. She needs help. She's walking around. The police officer is still trying to use like the police officer grabs her and then he's yelling at her. And I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? See, a lot of these police officers are young and dumb,
A lot of them are young and dumb and feel like that.
And not trained in that in
But let me
de-escalation.
put it like
Yeah.
this: on a fictional belt, when you're dealing with people, you have many tools. You have many different tools. But if the only tool you decide to use is the hammer, you're gonna have situations like this. And a lot of these cops, they feel like that they are authoritarians. No one can.
100%.
Anybody who challenges their authority, they're going to pull out their gun because that's the only thing that gives them authority over
That's the
people. Is
problem.
you have a gun. So the first tool they go to is the gun.
That's the only tool in the woodshed.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what's his
I agree
problem.
with
His whole
you.
thing was
I
he
100% agree with
he
you.
has so big of an ego that he wanted to take control of a mentally ill person. You couldn't understand that, hey, this
Yeah,
person is
that's
mentally
9
ill.
out of 10 of them. Yeah.
And I agree with you. And that's why I said, because that's the only thing, because when I first saw it, and I think everybody's going to agree with me, I was like, dude, why are you pulling your gun out? She don't have a knife. She not coming at you. She ain't got no gun. Why are you pulling your gun? Why are you pulling your gun?
Water.
There's no reason
Water.
for you to
Scared
be
of
pulling your
water?
gun.
But
For a
but
pot.
see,
That's what I'm
At the
saying.
end of the
For a
day,
pot.
scared of
And
water.
but check this out though. Did y'all see the condescending attitude he had when he was dealing with her? It was kind of like you have
Yeah.
to, like in that situation,
She wasn't a
you
person
have
to
to be
him.
like, hey, wait,
Dude.
wait, hold on, listen to me. In that situation, you kind of got to be like, okay, I can't deal with this person. That's why you have a partner. I can't deal with this person. You deal with him.
Yeah, but
100%.
that wasn't, guys, that wasn't what's going on. You look at everything that happened, right? First off, everybody keeps talking about this guy like he was incompetent. He wasn't incompetent.
No
I
one
think
said
he
he
knew
was
what he was
incompetent. He had
doing.
an anger
No,
No,
problem.
I'm sorry.
Smoke
The
said he
guy,
was he
what's
escalated it. He
Prime
knew
has
what he was
said
doing.
several times. Prime has said several times that he's incompetent. No,
No,
he
he
was
knew what he
not
was doing.
incompetent.
no, he
Smoke
He
was
knew
said he knew what
exactly.
he
incompetent.
was
He was
doing.
That's my
incompetent
point.
because for the simple fact
No,
he
no,
pulls
no,
a
no, no.
gun.
Wait,
He
let
knew
Michael explain
exactly.
what he's saying. Let
Okay, go
Michael
ahead,
explain
Michael. Go
what he's
ahead.
saying.
Okay, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes.
Okay, because when you're dealing with someone who has mental problems and they're geared up, you speak softly, you speak slowly, and you speak carefully.
Okay, I agree with that.
You
Okay,
don't
I agree with that.
no, you don't pull triggers. Oh yeah, go get that water off the stove and you better not throw it on me. No, you shouldn't. That should not have been said. Okay, everything he did was calculated to get a reaction out of her, and a negative reaction out of her.
No,
To
I
paint
can't
the
agree with you.
narrative. To
I
paint the
can't agree
narrative he
with you on
wanted.
that
You know what
because
I'm saying?
you
Because
you
no,
can't say that because some people can't deal with mentally ill people.
yeah,
Some
but
people he
no,
he was a okay. This is the thing. He has a
no.
big personality, so he's like he's a type of guy that always got to be in charge. When he should in that situation, you could see he was condescending to her. He really
Yeah.
shouldn't have been dealing with a mentally
Right,
ill
that's what I'm
person.
saying.
He should have took
But
a
that,
step back and let his. But he really is incompetent because you can't say he's incompetent because he doesn't have the tools to deal with someone who's mentally ill, and it because of who he is. He should have let his partner deal with her, and he took a step back. But because
no,
he's
but again, that's what I'm talking about. You guys, you need to look more closely.
no. But what you're saying is he did it on purpose.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
do. I
listen to
honestly
what I'm
believe he
saying.
did it on purpose.
He did not do that on purpose. He this is what he was not wanting those results. But because who he is, and this happens all the time when people deal with mentally ill people, because who they are, because they don't have patience, because they don't know how to deal with mentally ill people, because they don't
Exactly.
have different tools on their belt, they create situations where they get negative results. It's not like they're trying. In their mind, they think they're doing everything right. But in reality, they're not because they don't know how to deal with mentally ill people. It's not easy to deal with mentally ill people. People think it is, but it's not. It's not easy to deal with someone who is suffering from a mental illness.
Right.
No,
That's
see,
fact.
it's like I said, you're giving him too much credit. You're saying that he doesn't know how to deal with mentally ill people. Look, this dude had managed to convince the department who has fired him What? How many times was he
Five.
fired?
See,
He
that's
get
the lie.
fired
That's the
Okay.
lie.
five.
So
Wait,
so
hold on.
no
Wait,
no.
wait,
Listen
hold
to what
on.
I'm
Wait,
saying.
hold on.
Now come on. Let me
Wait,
finish. What
no,
I'm
because
saying.
I got to correct the lie.
What?
The firing wasn't from a different department. The firing was this department. This department was the only department that fired him. He resigned from two other departments.
Yeah, he
He
did.
had two DUIs, but that was in the military
Yep.
because the military dishonorably discharged him. So let's just keep the
Right, right,
story
right.
straight.
But why did they discharge him?
The DUIs.
DUIs. Yeah.
You know, there's a known fact that police officers have a high
But should he have been
drinking
a police
situation,
officer?
divorce,
We
and
all can
abuse.
agree no. We can all agree no that he should have never been a police officer. And that's what
Yeah.
they're saying. He should have never been a police officer. But at the same time, you got certain personalities are not meant to deal with mentally ill people. Like me, myself,
totally
I would
agree.
never get a job where I have to carry a gun because I understand that I'm too emotional. I would have probably been in that same situation because I'm too emotional. So I say, okay, I'm never going to get a job where I have to carry a gun because I might have to I might kill someone over some BS. So sometimes you got to recognize what type of personality you are, and that's the type, and then that's the population you should work with. Not everybody can work with kids because they don't have that type of mentality. Not everybody
Right.
should work with the elderly. Not
Hey,
everybody
can,
should work with the sick. You have to your personality. Like I worked with kids, and there was a lot of times because of my personality, I would create situations, but I wasn't trying to. But it was because of who I was that didn't allow me to see, hey, you're in the wrong right now. You got to stop. But because of who I am, my personality created that situation. And sometimes you got to recognize that. I don't think he wanted to create the situation. It was just he's an asshole and he created the
right.
situation.
Hey, you know what? Can I say something real quick?
Shoot away.
When you're saying he's incompetent, and Michael B might like get what I'm saying too. He's incompetent, like you said, my guy, to try to handle the mental health thing. But he also didn't help by escalating it, like you said too. And it takes a lot of soul searching and knowing whether or not you can handle a situation. But his ego and all that, he can't afford to make a mistake. Teachers can make a mistake, bus drivers, lawyers, and everything. You can't make a mistake because you can take somebody's life, like you just said.
No,
And then something that I think that the reason why I think he knew full well what he was doing because of the disrespect afterwards with the audio talking about her badly afterwards. None of the other police
I
officers
agree.
would look at him. They knew that he messed up. In your heart of heart, you cannot take it to that level and think that it was okay. I think he full well knew, and then at that point in time, after it was done, he had to stand on it. He had to stand on it not to lose face, but he couldn't come back from it, so he had to stand on it. But that to me, you escalated that situation. You painted a narrative. You had a window, and you had to stand on it. And then it was too late because now she's lost her life.
Now with that, well, he's done now because he's going to jail. We all know that.
Oh, he needs worse than that. He needs
He done.
to be gone.
You watch what happened.
He
The,
done.
the,
If he
the
had a
prosecutor's going to hit him hard.
discharge for the military, how the hell did he can't even possess a firearm? That's a
Well,
federal
that was
law.
the department. That was on the
Well,
department.
they also
It don't
say
matter.
that she.
It's a
Wait, but I
federal-
can't even hear what he asked. What did you ask? Hold
Okay,
on.
what did he say?
Hold
Let
on,
him- let him
let
ask
me
his
speak,
question.
bro. It's a federal
yeah.
law that you cannot own and possess firearms if you had a dishonorable discharge from the military.
He didn't have a dishonorable.
Honorable discharge.
That's what you said. You said he had a dishonorable discharge.
He should have got a dishonorable. They kicked him
okay.
out, but they
Okay.
didn't give him a dishonorable.
Getting kicked out, you don't have. The only way you get a dishonorable discharge, you have to commit a felony.
Right. DUI ain't a felony though.
All right, but you said dishonorable. That's why I said that. But and then another thing is,
Right.
police officers, YT police officers, and I've seen this with my own eyes. They're
Let's
very
just say white
selective.
police officers.
They are very selective how they deal with individuals with the same symptoms. I've seen it over and over. When it comes to us,
100%.
they deal with us aggressively. When it comes to
Yep.
their own, oh, just calm down.
Wait,
They
wait, wait,
do
wait.
that.
Hold on. Let me bust this bubble. Go back. I forgot this brother. This white
No, I'm not
guy.
talking about every. I'm not talking about every.
Okay,
High majority.
but see, this is the thing. This is where the division comes in. The media doesn't show you the white people getting killed because the worst police killing ever in modern times is a white man in California. The way they did that white man makes all of these black killings look like ABC. They did that white man.
To me, a road cop is a road cop, and a road cop will do whatever to anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the media, and this is the other thing they do. There was 251 police killings last year. They are selective in the ones that they let you know about because they pick the worst ones to let you know about because they want to get a certain reaction out of you, especially toward
And divide and all of that. It's
That's
true.
why I'm not speaking of media. I was on here with you last night, and I told you I was one of them. That's what I'm saying. That's why I kept saying I see with my own eyes, not the media, none of that. I've seen it with my own eyes. They're very selective when they're dealing with us and when they're dealing with others. Very.
And it goes back. It goes all the way back. It goes all the way back on how they think they need to deal with black men.
I can't really say that because, if we
Brother,
go,
it goes all the way back.
Wait, hold on. You gotta let people talk. If we go through the police killings, if we go through all the police killings that everyone talks about, most of them was justified.
Yeah, but I'm not only talking about unaliving people. I'm talking about the way they deal with individuals on a daily basis. They're selective, very selective. How they deal with.
I know.
Yep. I feel you.
Or an arrest.
Yep.
How they deal with us
Yep.
and how they deal with others is very different. They're selective. So to
Yep.
say, I know for a fact that every state in this country has a class that's continuously every year. The police academy, they have to go through a class dealing with mentally ill people on an annual basis.
You can't. Well, I don't mean to cut you off. This is what people don't understand. You cannot be taught how to deal with a man. You can't teach compassion.
You're talking on
I
the
can teach you all the basics. I could teach
feel
you
you on
all
that.
the basics but I can't teach you compassion, and that's the problem with these jobs. You can't. Some things you can't teach.
Empathy.
Yeah, I can't
Empathy.
teach you that. And and most police officers, and you should know this, most police officers are authoritarians.
But
They are authoritarians. You find a few of them, and I have dealt with a few of them that are able to deviate, and I have had good experiences with police officers, but some of them are just authoritarians. They only know one fucking way. There could be a doorway. There could be a doorway, the doorway blocked. There could be a window. These motherfuckers still trying to get through the damn doorway.
And you're right.
Dude, go through the damn window.
And that's why in the training it says if you cannot deal with them, stop, let your partner take over or make a call to have another officer.
But as an authoritarian, that is hard for authoritarians to do.
And at that point, you're supposed
Then
to
it ain't the
say,
job
"I
for
can't
you.
do
Then.
this job."
It ain't the job.
So the thing has to be, you have to have a system in place to weed out certain types of people, but you also can't have a bunch of weak people because think about it. If you got to be real, if I thought I can get over on the police all the time, the whole fucking country would be in chaos. If you had a bunch of weak police officers, you got to get a bunch of police officers who are in the middle of the road.
Excuse me.
What are you saying? Excuse me for?
May I say something?
No, I'm speaking. Can't you wait?
Okay, well, go ahead and speak, brother. Go ahead, because you know why? I'm a 25-year police veteran.
But
So,
you
you
can't
know
let the
what?
host talk, though, bro. You gotta let the host talk, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
he
I'm
didn't,
sorry,
he didn't even finish his thought. Yeah, you gotta let him finish his
Go ahead
thought.
and say what you got to say.
Get down. Go ahead.
I lost my point. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
No, go ahead. My fault, my brother. Go ahead.
Go ahead and say what you got to say. I lost my point. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, out of all of y'all talking, who ever been a police officer?
I have.
You have? What city?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina, Lake Arthur, Louisiana. Those are the 2 cities.
Okay, how long you been one?
Well, I explained this yesterday. I stayed on the job for 3 years for a reason. There's reasons why I left.
Okay, but I didn't mean to cut my man off like that. But all I'm saying is, do you know what we go through as police officers for people who don't appreciate our services? Now, there are bad cops out there, no doubt, racist cops. There are black racist cops, white racist cops, Italians,
100%.
all that. So you're not going to stop that. But do you know what we go through every day?
You know what you chose to go to? Wait a minute, hold on before he says that.
Right.
You chose to go through that.
Yeah, you volunteered.
You signed up for it.
Hold on.
No one asked you to go through that.
But let me just say this here. Let me just say this here. Would you do it?
I did do it.
So
I did it for 10 years.
Okay.
In California.
Okay, if you did it for 10 years, then you should know what we go through as police officers on an everyday basis, man.
Okay,
so
but
what's
you
the
chose
point?
to do it. So stop acting like, no, it's like people in the military. They be like, you should thank someone in the military for their service. I didn't tell you to go join that shit. You chose to join that.
Right. You signed up for
Well,
it.
should I
You know
thank
what
you
it's
for it?
about.
You know what? I forgot about my
But you got to
MP days.
uphold the law.
You're right.
You got to
bro.
uphold the law.
Yeah.
Right.
You
That's
signed
on
up
you.
for
You
it.
know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I don't want to disrespect you, but I don't think a police officer should get a big ass funeral. You knew what the hell you signed up for. It wasn't like anytime you get a gun, any job you get with a gun, they telling you when they give you the gun, and someone's gonna be shooting at you. Because
It's a
they just ain't
possibility.
giving you the gun for nothing.
So you
It's a
saying
possibility.
you being a police officer, you wouldn't save nobody's life, even if yours be in jeopardy. And
Did I
that's
say
your
so?
job.
I know, no, that's not what I'm saying. I know
That's
what I
not what he's
signed
saying.
up for. I know what I signed up for when I took the job. If I
You
did,
made that commitment.
so I don't expect someone to kiss my ass for something that I chose to do.
Exactly.
Like it's like I'm
Right.
not gonna kiss a criminal's ass. You got people on here. I've been to jail. Well, you chose to sell drugs, and you knew
Exactly.
that it's your. If you chose to sell drugs, you know it's part of the game to go to jail. So what are you crying about?
Cause and effect.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be on. It's your choice. You could have chose to be anything else in the world. You wanted to be a police officer.
So why did
And you
wanna
got to
be-
take that emotion out of it. Just because you get treated a certain way, you have to be strong enough to deal with all of that and not make the wrong decision because somebody's life could be taken.
But
You go
let's-
through
wait,
a
wait,
lot.
let's
I wouldn't
be
have wanted
real
to sign
about it.
on for it.
But let's
I
be
wouldn't
real
have wanted
about
to
it.
sign up for it.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's be real
But-
about it. Let's be real about it. Your job as a police officer ain't to save no one's life. Your job as a police officer, just like it is in the military, is to keep this. You are the military of the country or your state, your city. But your job is to keep the poor in their place so they don't rise up against the 1%. That's your job.
keep the poor in place?
Yeah, that's your damn job.
You know
Because
what?
the
My
only thing that's
Excellent.
stopping a revolution in this
What
country.
this guy talking about? He
Wait,
doesn't
but
know
hold on, listen
Oh, I
to me.
can't
Only
go with
thing
that.
stopping a
I can't-
revolution
I
in
can't
this
rock
country.
with that.
Listen to me.
Because let me
If y'all
just say
be
this,
quiet
let me
and
just
listen
say
to
this
me,
here.
listen to me. Listen to me. The only thing stopping revolution in this country is religion and the police. If it wasn't for religion and the police, there would be revolution.
Yeah. Rather you
Well,
believe it or not.
well, wait a minute. You need structure and you need laws and you need people to uphold the laws so it's not chaos. But here's the
you really?
thing:
Do
you
you really?
can't go against the narrative. And
police
like
caused
like
the
my man
chaos.
said, that was a police officer.
Okay, listen to me.
You
Listen to
can't-
me. Wait a minute, killer. Listen to me, killer. If we got rid of crime right now, if crime stopped today, this economy is gonna drop. You remember when Scarface said, "You need people like me. I'm the bad guy. You need the bad guy." He wasn't lying.
Yeah.
That was the realest thing he ever said.
I mean, no, because it's a business.
need
America
criminals.
has allowed certain things to happen so the machine can keep going.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
So how can
That's
you
a
say?
fact.
Wait
I
a minute.
get
Hold on. Okay. So what is the police's job? What is the police's job?
What the sense of the police's job is
What is
supposed to
the
be, or
police's
what we
job?
think it's
Status
supposed to be.
quo.
Exactly.
Maintain status quo.
They don't
He
protect
is
you.
absolutely right.
When do the
You
police come?
right
Wait a minute, hold on. When do the police
to a
come?
degree. Yes.
The police come after the fact. The police don't come when the crime is happening. The police don't come when you getting shot. They come after the fact. They're not there to protect you. If anyone thinks the police are there to protect you, I feel sorry for you. You better learn how to protect yourself because normally the police come after the crime. The police don't come during the crime. You might get lucky and they come during the crime. They're gonna come 9 times out of 10. They coming after the crime. The cameras they putting up. How the hell is that protecting you? It catches the person who killed you, but it didn't save your life. You still dead. They just know who did it.
I guess you might be right in a sense because look at the words. It's serve first and protect second.
And it should be protect and serve.
Right.
Their
Serve and
whole
protect.
job.
Not to be funny, but look at the fortune cookie on the car door. It's serve and then protect.
Right. Their whole job is to keep the status quo. They're keep.
I get it, man.
Look at when there's riots. Look at when there's riots. Where's the first place they go?
So I need to call SWAT then. So
No, when there's a riot. No, let me prove my point. When there's a riot, where's the first place they go?
Businesses.
Exactly. They go to the rich. They don't protect. They don't come try to stop it. They go put a perimeter to stop you from getting to the rich.
I get what you're saying, man. And in some regards, that's on a deeper level. I mean, we could keep it surface, but I get what you're saying. Police are HR. They're human resources.
They just
Think
like
about
the
what I'm
military.
saying now.
The military
When
doesn't
you have a
protect
job,
the country.
what human resources is there to protect the business. I get what you're saying. See, I think on a different type of level. I can relate to everybody's situation to a certain degree. But back to the thing with my man that was a police officer, like you said, you signed up for that. So even though you're a regular person, you still have to deal with it in a way and manage it away. It's just like we are men. We have to manage our emotions because if you are overly emotional, you could either be locked up, killed, or whatever. It goes back to what the Godfather says. Women and children can be careless, men can't. Because we know that things can go from civil and logical to destruction very quickly.
But you got to understand too, they do.
That's a fact, though, right? Am I right with that?
Chill. You got chill. You got to understand they do deal with a lot. And I'm not saying that
I do. I'm not saying they don't. You do.
they do deal with a lot. They do deal with a lot of scary situations. It's just that they
But you
can't
can't-
keep pumping their chest like you chose this.
Yes.
You knew what this was.
No, 100%. You're right. They can't afford to make a mistake because somebody's life could be lost like it was. You can't afford to make a mistake. Other people in their professions can, but you can't. You can't. And you signed up for that because you have, it's like James Bond. You have the right, you have a license to kill.
Yeah. Let's see what anyone else got something to say.
Hey, thank you for this evening. I've got to go. Y'all have a nice one.
All right.
All right, bro.
Icy Milk, did you have something you want to say?
Icy Mike. Hey, how you doing, bro?
All right.
Yeah, man. That's one of the reasons why I wouldn't vote for Trump, man, because he's trying to give immunity to police officers. And with the tragedy that just happened in Springfield, Illinois, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. That's like an hour and a half away. How could you give somebody like that immunity? You know, if he was president and he passed the Proposition 25, whatever, this type of guy or this type of cop would, couldn't get
He would skate.
prosecuted. What?
He would skate, yeah. He would probably skate
man.
on this.
And so, ain't no way in the world. I mean, no way in the
But
world.
wait a minute, Icy Mike. So you don't think that if Harris became president, Harris was a cop.
Exactly. I was going to
She don't even identify as being black.
So if
That's
Harris is a
why she should
cop,
identify something she not.
right?
I get it.
Harris
But that
was
don't
a-
mean she ain't rocking with
I gotta
us.
chill. I gotta ask my Icy Mike. So if Harris was a cop, don't you think that she's gonna be more in favor of the police?
You know what? You got two people that I don't like, and I don't like her
Preach.
either, and that's one thing that made me stop and look at your live today, because I seen I seen the post you put up with when you asked why no, black women came together and got all them. That was real, man. They put all this money together, and they trying to get that person in office, man. But I do, but like I say, out of the two of them, I would go for her, because I'm not trying to give no power to no bad cops, man, racist cops. The FBI report said that says that police in America, the police officers in America has been infiltrated by the Klan. A lot of they took off they white sheets, man, and put on these officer uniform. Yeah, these uniforms,
from day
man.
one. That's from
Yeah,
day one.
they've been overseers.
Yeah,
They've been overseers.
back in the
But
1800s.
I also want to say one thing to the host, bro. You said I don't know if I misheard you, but it sounded like you said that most of these unalivings by police have been justified. And what I'm hearing in St. Louis, what they did to Mike Brown,
Mike
that
Brown
wasn't
did that.
justified.
Come on, bro. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it.
Man,
Dude, okay, they said this is out of his. We can go back to YouTube and see the actual what his friend said happened. Now,
bro.
Okay, they have evidence. Mike Brown reached in the car, tried to take that man's gun.
No, man.
Go read it. Go read the report.
I know the lie.
Go read the report from the black man. The black Attorney General of the United States released the report. Go read the report.
Okay, yeah, that was
Okay,
what.
let me just ask you this.
Garner, right?
AC Mike, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So, Darren Wilson had a 9mm, correct?
Right.
Okay. So his friend said Mike Brown got shot in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even gonna bring in the autopsy that said he didn't get shot in the back. So if I shoot you in the back, have you ever been shot with a 9mm?
No.
Okay. Has anyone on here ever been shot with a 9mm?
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe someone could come up that's been shot with a 9mm and tell me if you can do this. If I shoot you point blank in the back, Mike Brown must have been Superman, because to get shot point blank in the back with a 9mm and to turn around and to drop to his knees and put his hands up and then can mumble out the words, "Don't shoot."
Bro.
What the? You must have been Superman.
Bro, he was 300 and some feet away from
I don't
the
care
car.
how many pounds you are.
No, listen, my brother. I didn't say.
Listen to me, Icy Mike.
I said he was. You didn't hear what I
listen
said,
to me.
bro.
Listen to me, Mike. Listen to me, Icy Mike. For me to shoot you,
man, he didn't say wait. He said he was talking about the distance. You didn't hear the brother.
Yeah, man, he was 300 and something feet away.
Wait. Hold on. Listen to me. To shoot you in the back with a 9mm, the bullet's coming out the front. You know what's in the front? You know what's in the front? The heart. Now, if the bullet comes from the back and comes out of your heart, you ain't turning around. You're dropping straight to the ground.
My bro, they show. We all know where he got hit at. They already.
Sir, he never got hit, sir. He never.
They showed the autopsy. It shows where he got hit at. I'm gonna say it like this.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Though.
You're over talking me.
No, because you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're talking about some fictional stuff. This is what the person who was with Mike Brown said. The person who was with Mike Brown said that the cop shot Mike Brown in the back. Mike Brown turned around, got on his knees, put his hands up, and said, "Don't shoot no more."
Okay, now let me say this. Now I won't say nothing no more. I'm gonna say this, and I won't say nothing no more. When they unalive, hold up, please. I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna say nothing else.
What are you yelling for? No one said nothing.
Oh, no, I thought the brother was up under me.
No, I was
Okay,
telling somebody to mute. It sound like they pouring water or something.
Sound like they using the bathroom.
Flushing
Sound
the
like somebody
toilet.
pissing.
Hey, but listen, man. I would say this, I ain't gonna say nothing else, man. the brother, the man yesterday, the man who unalived the sister in Illinois, he didn't know his thing was on, right? And what did he do? He lied. He said she unalived herself. Let me tell you, that's all they do is lie, man. They knew they that's why they let that man in, left Mike Brown on the street for 4 hours. They conjured up a story and they made up a lie. They all lied, man. You can't believe nothing
Wait.
they say.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
That's it, man.
Listen to what I'm saying, Icy Mike. Icy Mike. I'm not getting the story from them. This was the person that was with Mike Brown. This is what he said. You can go Google it. Go on YouTube and listen to his version of the story. His version of the story was Mike Brown was running down the street and the police officer came running down the street. The police officer said, stop.
Yeah,
Mike
can you
Brown
piss off? I'm
stopped.
trying to hear Icy
And-
Mike talk.
And Mike Brown and the police officer hit Mike Brown in the back. And somehow he expects us to believe that the bullet just lodged in Michael Brown's back. It did not come to the front like a normal 9mm would. Mike Brown took a 9mm bullet, turned around, got on his knees, and put his hands up and said, don't shoot. That's where you got the whole narrative that Mike Brown got on his knees, put his hands up, and said, don't shoot. You got it from him. The police didn't say that happened. His defense attorney didn't say it happened. His friend said it happened. And if you know anything about guns, it's not even possible.
The man unalived that man for no reason. He had no weapons. He had no weapon on him. It was no reason for him to die that day.
Sir, he did. Michael Brown was charging at him. Michael Brown's
Oh my God.
Michael Brown's go look at the autopsy from the Attorney General of. That's why they did not charge him. Michael Brown's thumbprint was found on that man's holster. Michael Brown was trying to take the gun. They got into a fight. Michael Brown is fucking. Listen to me. Just listen to me. You said Michael Brown is 6'4", 300 pounds. That police officer was about 100 pounds. How the hell is that police officer holding Michael Brown with one hand and going for his gun? Michael Brown's a big ass dude. That is not possible. Michael Brown, the police officer tried to open the door. Michael Brown shut the door. He went in, he tried to get in the car, he tried to take that man's gun. That's why Michael Brown got shot in the thumb. His DNA is all over the man's holster. He got away, the police officer chased him, he stopped, and then he came charging back at Michael Brown, and that's when he got shot.
He unloaded the clip in the man.
If you charging at me at 6'4", 300 pounds, I'm gonna unload the clip too.
And you 360 something feet away from
I don't give it. You're charging at me like a damn bear. I'm gonna unload the damn clip too.
So you.
I agree with you, man. But he was gonna go down. You know, charging him. I feel you, brother. I feel you. But charging him, that was going to be an automatic situation. I feel you. He killed him, but charging him, it was going to be an automatic situation. Let's just make it that. We all know there's certain things we can do and can't do in situations with the police, period. We've been taught since we was little. Certain things you can't do. I feel for you. I think it was murder too, but at the same time, the way the police officers are, you charge them, he that big, they already scared of us. They already paint a narrative in their head. Man, okay. He was going to kill him. He was.
Darren Wilson
I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with it at all.
Darren Wilson was with a whole nother police department, and he was put out of that police department because they had got caught beating up a black man. Yeah, beating up a black man.
So what does that have to do with Mike Brown?
It's a track record, man. It's a track record, my brother, that the man is a racist cop.
Wait, hold on. Mike Brown, the reason Darren Wilson was looking for Mike Brown has just robbed a store. I don't know, robbed is a good word, but an incident happened at the store. The people at the store called to call in. They got the video. We seen the video of Mike Brown taking the cigars from the store.
Darren Wilson didn't know nothing about that. That's already been debunked. That he knew nothing of that.
Hey, listen, that story's been truly debunked, brother. You need to go back.
Okay, that's not what I was gonna say.
But I'm saying, hold on, brother. You got to have your facts right. If you're
No,
gonna
if
speak
you
about it,
no,
at
no, no,
least
I don't
have your
have to have my
facts straight.
facts right. I just need you to be quiet and listen because I
Oh,
never
so you
said
just want to just
Hey,
speak
why
and
don't
speak
you be quiet
lies?
no,
and listen,
because
boy?
if you be quiet and let me listen, everyone's gonna get a
But
chance
get
to
your
talk.
facts straight if you're gonna
Okay,
speak, my
you
brother.
get
I can't
yours straight.
respect
Get
you if you
yours
don't.
straight. Here you go. Here you go. I'm gonna get yours straight for you.
That's all you can.
There you go. There you go. You got yours straight. Now let's have a conversation about it. Now, Mike Brown just robbed a store. Darren Wilson didn't know nothing about the robbing the store. You're right. If you just robbed the store and you just seen the police call come up on you, what do you think? Oh, they here because I just robbed that store. That's just common logic. Oh, the police are here because I just robbed that store. Mike Brown tried to fight the police. There's no getting around it. Go read the autopsy report put out by Derek Holder, a black man, attorney general under Obama. They have the fingerprint. I don't know why y'all keep making excuses for Mike Brown. They have the fingerprint of him trying to take that man's gun. He came charging back up the street at that man. Okay, that's fine. You can't. That's fine if you want to bring in Darren Wilson. Got put off the police force because he beat up a black man. It has nothing to do with this situation. A black man tried to take his gun and came charging up the street at him. So what's so hard to believe here?
Nothing, because that's what cops are gonna do. If you do all that, you gonna get dealt with. That's common sense.
That's common sense. So
Don't
what's the problem here? What's the
it's
problem?
it, you know, as sad as it is, there's certain things we all know you cannot do. And even though I don't know how it would be justified. Yeah, he lost his life, but if you did a situation that you know that it is not going to work out for you, whether you're black or whatever, we know certain things we can't do. Like case in point, when I got pulled over not too long ago, I got a little bit of military background, family, and I know some people in law enforcement and stuff like that. I got super dark tinted windows. I know I'm not doing anything wrong. The lights come on, my windows go down. You can see everything. I'm not giving you an option. I gotta make it home. Certain things you just can't do.
That's my point, though.
You,
If y'all want to get upset about one, get upset about Elijah McClain. Get upset about
I feel
Anthony
you.
Jefferson.
You
Get
got a
upset
good
about
point, bro.
Michael, the brother in Dallas who was sitting in his car, sitting in his house and got unalive. Y'all getting upset about thugs who didn't give a fuck about the black community in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
say.
I believe
Yeah.
right is right and wrong is wrong, but you gotta watch how you move. You gotta watch how you move and
No,
everything.
I
I'm not
understand that.
justifying it when it's completely wrong. I'm never gonna justify that because at the end of the
I
day, that could have been our brother, that could have been our sister, that could have been whatever. But if you do something knowing that it's going to cause an effect on how they do us, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be the same result because, like, I forgot who said it. They treat us in certain different ways, and it goes back to school. You know how you was treated versus somebody else in school or whatever. If you've ever had those experiences, why did they treat her like that but treat me like this?
Oh,
It's
wait a minute.
because it's
Hold on.
programming.
Wait a minute. I don't mean cut
There
you
is
off. I
certain
don't mean, wait a
programming
minute. Hold
in
on.
this
Wait a minute.
world
I got to cut
because
you off.
and
I
it
got to cut you
starts.
off, man. You're a little long-winded in the first place. I got to cut you off. Here's the problem.
No, I'm just saying a point, and I
Okay, I
got your
understand
point
that, but
too.
here's the point. Here's the problem. Why, if everyone keeps saying the police are
Wait, so
killing black
like,
people, wait a minute. Everyone keeps saying the police are killing black people. Why is there
No,
only
they
a certain set of black people getting killed? How many of these black people got killed by the police have been upstanding citizens? Why has
wait,
it only been a certain set of black people that has been killed by the police? And
I
all
take
of
it by
this,
case by case.
no,
I
you
take it
can't
by
go case
case
by
by
give
case.
case.
my own like,
You got to keep it
You
to keep
can't
it
go case by
100. You
case.
got
You
to.
can't. You can't go
What do you
case by
mean?
case.
Then if you
Well,
can't just make it a broad
listen to
spectrum.
what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Breonna Taylor.
wait, no, like, can I like get in my like own
Yeah, say
experience
what you
with
gotta
it?
say, homie.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, shoot your shot, bro.
Yeah, so like, I was pulled over the other day by a cop actually, and I was actually listening to a news report about the immunity that Trump's supposedly giving the cops. And you know how they're supposed to always have their body cam on and stuff like that and their mics?
Yeah.
So he actually turned it off and he told
Oh
me,
my god.
and he started acting like real crazy and shit. And like I was not
Like
fucking
trying
with
to
it.
escalate the situation or being aggressive.
Brother, could you let him talk?
Yeah, he was
Let him
being
talk.
like real fucking aggressive. And like I was just trying to like calm him down and like kind of like just chill. I was listening to him, I was doing everything he said. And then out of like fucking nowhere, he started calling me nigga. And this is a white cop telling a black male this, and I'm like, what the hell? And he doesn't have his mic on or anything. And then backup
Wow.
showed up, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So like, it started like freaking me the fuck out, because like, then they all started like ganging up on me. So I had to like, my dad's a lawyer, and it's like, it was just crazy. It just kind of freaked me the fuck out, because like, I have a lot of friends that are cops, and I wouldn't have like expected that. So like, I think it's like kind of like bullshit what Trump's doing, like freaking me the fuck out.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to what we were saying. And Killer, you got to start being quiet.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's all bullshit. You know that didn't happen, Joey. You know that didn't happen. That's not you. You ain't that guy. You ain't that guy. No, Joey.
Whoever the real Slim, we got to get back to
Joey
what
pulled
we're
that out
talking
his ass.
Hold on one second. Because
I hope that ain't
I'm a Mexican
being
minority, right? I'm a Mexican minority. I served 8 years in the military.
Get to your story.
Hey,
I don't
Slim
mean to
Break,
be
shut the
rude.
fuck up,
I
bitch.
served 8 years in the military.
I don't mean to be rude, but we don't care. Get to the story.
something, Joey?
Get to the story. Get to the story.
I wanted to unalive myself the other day.
Okay, this is over.
Turn around.
That shit's over.
I got pulled over
This is over.
for running a couple red lights
Okay.
in my pickup.
Okay.
And then turn around, these cops tried to actually save me instead of fucking kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like there are good cops out there and there are bad cops out there.
100%.
Okay.
100%. There's good cops out there and there's bad cops out there. Because I wanted to die the other day. I wanted to fucking die. You could put a gun in my head right now and I'd fucking laugh in your goddamn face.
Okay, you gotta stop cussing, and I understand that. Life should never want to kill yourself.
Yeah, no, understood.
No,
Understood.
Life can't be that bad. Life goes in ups and downs.
No, life is as bad as it gets,
You're gonna
brother.
have some good days. You're gonna have some bad days. I guarantee you.
Oh, shit. Well, then you ain't never had no bad days, brother.
I had bad days. We all had bad days.
Yeah,
Life is like a
okay.
roller coaster.
Okay.
It's gonna go up.
Yeah,
and
you
down.
ain't never
You
had
just
bad
can't take
days.
yourself out. You can't take yourself out. If you take yourself out, you ain't never gonna have no more good days. I guarantee you that.
You
Yeah,
gotta
well,
keep going, man. You just gotta put it in God's hands and keep going.
But back to
I
what
try
Your,
to.
but back
your
to what
life
you
means
said.
something.
Here's the thing. This is what people don't understand. Like when people was protesting for Freddie Gray, you're out there protesting for a person who was killing the black community. And in that year, Baltimore had over 329 people get killed. And you had a girl who, you had the Crips and the Bloods who was out there protesting for Freddie Gray, and the Crips, or the Bloods went to this girl's house, essayed her, murdered her, and then tried to burn her house down. And these are the same people out here telling you that we need to defund the police. If I'm a criminal, I'm gonna lead the defund the police charge too. Because if without the police, who's there to stop me? Who's there to stop me? The black
Exactly.
community ain't gonna do it. The black community
Bro,
in
I said that.
Baltimore
It'd be
listened
ultimate
to
chaos.
the black community watched a drug dealer sit in the park and sell drugs for like years. Go to YouTube. You see all of these damn criminals, Raymond Alford and Alpo and all these fucking criminals who ran the streets and terrorized the black community.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I was up Baltimore right after that Freddie Gray incident that happened to do a show. What the black community did to their own community was horrible. Have any of y'all ever been to Baltimore, West Baltimore?
Yeah.
That's a war zone, man.
Oh, 100%.
It's funny how you name Alpo. You crazy. I grew up with that dude.
Holy
Crazy. You
cow.
right about him, yeah.
What did y'all know a dude by the name of Caboni Savage?
Oh yeah, he was crazy. I'm originally from New York.
No, he was from Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly. Yeah, he was from Philly. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
I'm the first officer who locked him up.
Wow.
And after that, he went on to kill 5 people on a firebomb after they was going to testify against him in the court. And these was innocent black kids that he killed.
Damn.
Yeah, my family, we originally from NY and we like from the DMV. So,
Well,
you know,
shout out to New York because we get along
Ra-
with New York PD.
Rayful Edmonds and all of them and everything.
We
But
don't.
that's, you know, institutionalism, man.
No, it's something wrong with the black community. We love criminals.
That's what I'm saying. They're
Hey,
institutionalized,
listen,
man.
listen to this, guys.
Institutionalized.
I tell you a story.
The
I
mind.
worked the 16th district. I backed up another officer. He was white on a domestic call. It was a black family that was getting in a fight with another family. I watched this cop talk to this family like if they wasn't nothing. But here's the thing. I didn't make no embarrassment. After the white cop left, I told the family, say, listen, here's his name, here's his badge, here's his car number. Go to the district.
Nigga.
Now,
Yo, what the fuck is that?
Now, afterwards, about 15, 20 minutes later, my corporal called me into the operations room and she said, do you know those people at the window? I said, yeah. I told him to come and make a complaint against that officer who was talking nasty to him. She said, well, they're here to make a complaint against you and say that you said it. That's what some of the black community do to black officers. If you arrive at a location, you got some black families that'll tell us, yeah, get the hell out of here. We want a white cop. Y'all black officers don't help nobody. How you think we feel?
It's unfortunate, brother, but you know, it's a corrupt
Let
mindset.
me ask you this here, my brother. If somebody was to put a gun to your head or pistol whip you right now, what would you do?
Nothing. They wouldn't do
Who you
nothing.
talking
They're
to,
not
me?
calling the police. People are more scared of the criminals than they are the police. So that's why people go
exactly.
when the police say, "Hey, did you see what happened?" Oh no, I ain't see nothing. I ain't because people are scared of criminals. Black people, for some reason, black people got it in their mind that the fucking criminals are Robin Hood. Like they sticking it to the man.
And you know what? You're 100% right. Sorry to cut you off. I had to say that because I have so many. Bro, you from New York? You should know. You know how many times I went back home to visit, and the first thing they tell me, I hate the name call, so I'm just gonna say a first name. Yo, we giving a block party for Rich. Now, Rich he was a drug dealer that actually put Alpo on, and they would ask me, this dude got
Rich Paul.
unalived in 1990. This is 2010, and they still giving block parties for him.
Because it's a criminal institutionalized mindset, man. We need to get back to the 60s and 70s and unity and that sort of thing, because that's what's been glorified. No, listen to me. Listen to me.
Over somebody coming home from college.
I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And I'm not. And look, I don't throw no stones. Everybody's done did something in their life that they wasn't proud of and everything. But it's the mindset of the community and glorifying certain things. It's a whole lot of things. There's no father figures in the home. It's women not raising men not checking their emotions, not being stable, not knowledge of self. It's a lot of it.
For that, bro.
It's trauma.
My father passed away when I was 7 years old. So I don't wanna hear that.
Everybody can't talk. Everybody can't talk. Killer, you gotta calm down a little bit. Let everybody talk.
No, I've been respectful, bro. I've been respectful. I was just reiterating what he was saying. He was talking to me directly, so I reiterated.
Okay, let Jimmy.
Everybody, I was just saying, asking you because you was from New York, you can identify what I was saying and co-sign.
I do, I do, bro, for real. I do. I understand it.
And they
We
do
put
that
them
shit on
up
the
there.
regular, but I don't give nobody no excuses. You giving these cats excuses. I grew
No,
up in
I'm just
Lincoln
saying.
Projects with just a mother. My father passed away when I was 7.
Me too.
I don't want to give nobody no excuses about this and that. No, you got a mind. No, it's no excuses, man. And then they get people in the hood that tell them this and they still ignore it. So
Dog, what I'm saying is, I'm not giving them excuses. I'm saying this is a reality of what this circumstances are. I'm not giving them no excuses. We all have to do right and wrong and make choices. But those people that don't learn that, that's what you get.
Yeah,
No
we not
excuses
talking.
here, homie.
Let
Yeah,
me
because
just
we
let
not
me
talking
just
about
say
it.
this
You
here.
have to realize.
Wait, let Jimmy talk. Let Jimmy talk, and then retirement 25 can go. Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right, and appreciate it, bro. In the black area, because I don't call it a community, because it's not that. In the black areas, man,
Facts.
we have to realize that certain behaviors have been celebrated since the early 70s to now.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yes.
That behavior is counterproductive to family. Okay, that behavior is the
Facts.
single parent epidemic, right?
That's what I was saying. Facts.
Majority, and that's the difference.
It's been perpetuated. Facts.
Yes. But the way it's been perpetuated is, okay, I'll give you one example right now. There's a thing going on TikTok called Prison TikTok, where the women, professional women, they go and donate thousands of dollars to these inmates, right? Now, do you think if a bunch of college young men got together and had a college TikTok, these women would be donating to them?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Something broken, bro.
They wouldn't
Something
be
is
donating.
broken.
The brokenness is in the women, okay?
Yeah.
And women control the gene pool of all species, from every species of animals to human beings. Women control the gene pool. They decide which men get the predominant opportunity to even become fathers, because they control who sleeps with them. Outside of SA and RAP3, which is less than a single digit percentage, 99% of intercourse in the black community is controlled by the women.
Still doesn't matter, brother.
Yes. You ask most of these sisters what's their favorite song, they're going to say Mary J. Blige, Mr. Wrong. Okay? That's an anthem, right? They only choose well-meaning, sincere guys as like a retirement thing. After their children done got grown, they done had babies from 3 or 4 Pookas and Ray Rays. Now they want to settle down and get married, because they're approaching 40 and they want a good retirement or something like that. Okay, family is the last option when it used to be the first option. So they make their decisions based on that. If they want to live this loose, casual lifestyle, they choose men who will support that. They choose men who will go along with that, which is these loose, casual guys that just want to be there for the fun.
Bad choices.
So this is what's promoted in our community, in our areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it leads to this.
I agree.
Why? Because the women don't want to have authority figure, male authorities in the household. They want to be the authority figure. So, and it's like the chickens coming home to roost. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, but it's only a remnant of people in our area that is going to pull themselves out and create their own communities and police themselves so that they don't have to be, caught up with the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? There got to be a group that comes out of it. Me personally, I took myself out.
Hold on a minute. Because you talk about policing yourself, and then turn around whenever these hot ass chicks come up and around you and shit like that, how much attention do you give them?
None.
Because you give them attention.
You gotta have self-control.
Yeah,
I think you're missing the topic. I think you're missing his point, man. You missing his point. You don't get it. You missing his point.
No. I get his point. Like
because you don't know like the repercussions of this cycle that he's talking about.
Yeah.
See, don't pay attention to my name.
Was Jimmy
It's
finished?
the cycle.
Jimmy's finished.
No, I'll finish with this right here.
Okay.
Casual intercourse is what is destroying our community. And casual intercourse is pretty much controlled by the women.
And bad choices. Making those bad mates
That's
like
the bad choice.
like you were saying.
Casual intercourse. Okay, premarital casual intercourse without any responsibility. Okay, one night stands, freaking sneaky links, all this stuff that they do without any commitment, and they have children in the midst of this. And these children come up without any structure, without any authoritarian figure in the household that's actually providing structure.
I'll
And
agree
then they
with you
come out
there.
into the streets, and now the police have to deal with them.
Right.
I so agree with you there.
Okay, let right from 25 speak.
Okay.
Yo, you there, man?
Oh, you talking about Rafter, man? You talking about me, boss man?
Yeah, I'm talking about you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say this here, man. Tell y'all a little story that I'm gonna let y'all go and stuff. In the mid 70s and 80s, I was a gang member in Philadelphia. Yeah, I was one of, and here's the thing, I don't know if y'all up in my age, where we fired weapons from 22s to 32s to 38s to shotguns to zip guns. Anybody know what a zip gun is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did all that, man. Thank God I ain't killed nobody. What I saw in the community, what we was doing, and yeah, I was threatened to join the gang. They said, if you didn't join, we'll kill your mother and all that. Yeah, so I had to. But then as I got older, man, I saw what was going on in my community, and I said enough was enough. I said, I'm going to stop being part of the problem and start being part of the solution.
And
That's
break
why
the cycle.
So, and with my brother Jimmy, y'all still there?
Yeah.
My man Jimmy, when he talk about females, I'm going to tell you a story. When I became a cop, my wife, I helped become a cop. We worked the same district. And when me and my partner got in trouble by the department, was falsely accused and tried to convict us, in which, you know, that's why I got this fat crib and this fat ride and this fat studio, is when they try to convict us on a crime that we didn't commit. It wasn't a white man who tried to convict us. It was the same color man as my skin. And my wife tried to help him. So that's what I went through for a long time. And what my man Jimmy was saying about females in a single household, yeah, you're right. But then my mom was a single parent. But guess what? I changed my life around. Everybody's not going to change their life around. You can't keep using excuses as I didn't have my daddy around and all that. You know, I'm not bashing nobody about not having no father, because later on my mom married again. And when she married her second marriage, he was beating my mom up. So that's what I had to go through. But that didn't make me go back to doing what I was doing. I got cousins that was big time drug dealers. My brothers was drug dealers, and they were both killed at the same time. So all the negativity when it comes to the community, man, we got to stop that, man. Stop putting it ain't got nothing to do with the white man. We talking about us. It has
100%.
Has anybody looked up the percentage of in America when it comes to whites and blacks? We the lowest. And you want to know why we the lowest? The lowest compared to the whites, because we too busy killing each other and killing the babies.
Facts.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know.
But you was conscious of self, though.
Let Don speak. Let Don Judah speak.
Yeah, I was waiting for my turn. My situation was similar to him. I was gonna say that I was raised in a single household, but I was kind of blessed because my mother really supposed to be my grandmother. She had me late. So we talking about a mother that raised me. She was older than the parents at that time, so I had it a little better. But however, my mother didn't know anything about the streets. So I grew up in the C era, CRACK, if you know, and I was out there. So I had to change my life around. How I chose it was the Army. So I got out of the hood. I go into the Army. I said, hello? Yeah, I got out of the hood by growing up in the Army. Going in the Army. And it saved my life and my freedom. It saved either my life or my freedom. Because everybody, when I came home, being that I disappeared, I was left with nobody knowing. I had people jumping on me because they thought I was unalive. Because I just left. I didn't tell nobody. And it was a guy with the same name of mine got unalive, and they thought it was me. So I always felt like leaving, I either saved my life or my freedom. But I changed my life around completely. When I tell you I was out there, I was out there. I ain't gonna say I was no kingpin, but I damn sure wasn't no corner boy.
But you know what, Don? But you know what, Don? What you said, because I joined the Army too. Yeah. And you know, I'm gonna tell you, brother, something, and Don probably know, I don't know if he went through this. When I came out of basic training and came back to my neighborhood before I left for active duty, they was laughing at me and saying, F the Army.
Yeah, they did that to me.
Yeah, but
that's a small mind. That's why that was. That's a small mindset.
Guess
you
what?
want to
Guess what? But hold on. Guess what, Don? Tell them ones that say F the Army. When we go to, if we want to go to school or get housing, do we have to pay money for that?
nope, nope. Everything is no down payment.
No, nothing, right?
And they pay for your college.
And wait a minute, you can go to college and have a house. Am I right,
Yeah.
brother?
You're right. Yeah, you're 100% right.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I got
yeah,
the same
that's
flack
nothing
as,
but
you
ignorance.
went to fight the white man's army and all this.
All that crap. Yeah.
That's ignorance, man.
But you
That's
know what?
that
But you know
ignorance.
what? If they did their homework,
Yep.
and when you go back as far as to the Civil War, who you think helped fought that Civil War to help us to be free?
We've been in part of every war. We've been in a part of every war. When they need help bailing it out, they came for